interval. He'll be fastest finger first, and that's all through the QR code. Spend a bit of time on that QR code, have a look, see what it does, and then we'll have a bit of a play later. When the boxing commences, please refrain from using any flash photography. But most of all, enjoy yourselves and get behind each and every boxer. We've got some fantastic bouts coming up, all the way through to super heavyweight 92 plus kilos. So we've got some countries this afternoon are including Mongolia, Korea, Brazil and Chinese Taipei, the Netherlands, England will be in action, Panama, Germany and Italy. Like I say, some of the big guys are coming out in bouts 10 and 11. Where we'll see Italy take on Germany and Korea boxing Brazil for that super heavy final tomorrow. I think one to watch there is definitely Diego Lenzi versus Nikita Putilov. So we've got Ellis Trowbridge coming up for England and Odel KAMARA. And then a few more. Ellis, so England versus Japan, that looks fantastic. Ellis Trowbridge versus Sushi MAKINO. So Japan have been an absolute force this week. So it's going to be a really good matchup in that bout. Anyway, listen, we're going to be on in about 14 minutes. My name's Craig. If you need anything, give me a shout. I can't help you with anything, but you know, it'd be well worth giving me a shout anyway. I'm nice to talk to. And we will see you in about 14 minutes. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be starting in a few moments. And just a reminder, no photography. And please support all boxers and athletes. When we announce the boxers, then please give a massive cheer and get behind each and every one of them. That'll be absolutely fantastic. And enjoy yourselves. We've got 11 fantastic bouts on the way.
Very good afternoon, Stacey Copeland here with you again to take you through proceedings for this evening's action. More world-class Olympic-style boxing on the way from the EIS here, the Institute of Sport in Sheffield. The third day of action, semi-finals day of the World Boxing Cup Finals 2024.
Sheffield for the first edition of the World Boxing Cup Finals. It's semi-finals day. The event is brought to you by our partners GB Boxing, England Boxing, World Boxing, UK Sport, National Lottery, Sheffield City Council and Sting. Your competing countries are Brazil, China, Chinese Taipei, England, Finland, Germany, Italy, Japan, Mongolia, the Netherlands, Pakistan, Panama, Singapore, South Korea, Switzerland, Thailand and Wales. So ladies and gentlemen, the officials are ready, the boxers are ready. It's time to make some noise. It's time to start boxing. So ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 58. It's a women's 54 kilo semi-final. So ladies and gentlemen, approaching the ring, boxing out of the red corner, representing Mongolia. Give it up for Yesugen OYUNTSETSEG.
Well, the Mongolian boxer making her way to the ring in the red vest, won gold at the World Boxing event, held in her native Mongolia back in September. She's very talented, she's caught the eye this week with quick feet. Beat the Italian Elena Savchuk yesterday, looking to book her place in tomorrow's finals.
And ladies and gentlemen, her opponent boxing out of the blue corner, representing Korea. Give it up for Adrian!
Reaching the finals tomorrow won't be an easy task, as standing in her way is the Korean Olympic medalist at Paris 2024, no less. Aeji Im, slick southpaw with great movement. She beat the Japanese boxer Harada yesterday. So hopefully in for a really intriguing and entertaining matchup here. I'm delighted to say that alongside me I've got Cameron McKay, who of course has been in action. Impressive form here this week. We'll hear more about that before we get the first of this evening's bouts underway.
Representing Chinese Taipei. Judge 3 representing World Boxing. Judge 4 representing Italy. And Judge 5 representing World Boxing. Your referee at the bell, representing World Boxing, Mr. Lee Innes, MBE.
Well, a warm welcome to you watching on the World Boxing YouTube channel, and a warm welcome to our co-commentator for the first part of this evening's action, GB podium boxer and two-time national champion Cam McKay. It's got an intriguing semi-final here then in the bantamweight division, 54 kilo category. Mongolia against Korea. Mongolia in red, Korea in blue. Two highly skilled operators, so interesting to see who can impose their will here. The Korean in blue fighting out of the southpaw stance, just looking to get that advantage, get a foot on the outside and let that backhand go. A good reply from OYUNTSETSEG. And Cam, a pretty measured opening round here from these two.
Definitely. Both came out showing a lot of energy, so you can see it's going to be a very competitive bout. And see, they both want to take the first opening round, so it's looking like it's going to be very energetic.
does really help, of course, over the three-minute rounds if you can get the advantage in the first round.
Yeah, definitely. You can see them both exhibiting very good skill between each other, so it's looking extremely competitive.
Rapid pace, these exchanges, really important to get the last shot in sometimes in these, Cam, isn't it? Because they're so fast, that the hands, when they let them go, that you want to leave that impression on the judges by finishing with a big, telling, eye-catching shot.
Of course, they all want to win the exchanges. Korea showing some very good feints with their lead and both backhands.
Such fine margins these, Cam, aren't they, with these lighter weights, that the tiniest opening gets exploited, doesn't it, and in quick fashion as well.
Yeah, and they're both incredibly fast as well. Like when you get to them lighter weights, everybody moves quick, so it's very hard to get in and get out.
And that's the key here, neither wanting to pull the trigger too soon and get countered, as the Korean did just then. Good work from OYUNTSETSEG in that sequence. It can be really difficult for judges, can't it, as indeed for us here ringside and people watching at home, to differentiate between two boxers if it does come down to these exchanges, because they're so intense and so frenetic. However, has gone 3-2 in favour of the boxer from Korea.
Yeah, can't argue with that. Very close round.
And that's where those eye-catching shots can really make a difference, can't it? If you can rock back the head of your opponent, really sticks in the mind of the judge, or, as I say, finish those exchanges and you have the last say, that can be the difference. But the closeness, just how tight this is, has been reflected on that 3-2 scorecard. Difficult to separate them, and the coaches now will be hard at work finding a way to give those precise instructions in order to give them a way to get the edge.
Yeah, you can see Korea giving some very tidy work in that last exchange.
Round 2.
Really highly technical, these two. Can't afford to make a mistake. Can't just simply apply pressure recklessly. It's got to be measured and deliberate. Getting the fair share, both of them, in that exchange. Both experienced. OYUNTSETSEG have that gold medal in the championships held in Mongolia, a World Boxing Tournament in September, so that will have stood her in good stead. But the Korean, having been to the Olympics, really has the edge on experience, and I think you can see that, Cam, the way that she's applied herself here.
Definitely. She's been very clinical and very economical with her work, and she's looking very clean, very tidy in there. However, Mongolia is still showing a lot of calmness as well, so it doesn't look like it's going to be an easy night for either one of them.
Good ring movement from the Korean as well, that she's plenty of movement but never allows herself to get trapped against the rope, so stays away from those areas, but making sure that she's operating at a distance that's right for her to launch her attacks and try and get in and out and leave that space behind her.
Most definitely, it's a great display of ring generalship.
Referee issues a count. Difficult to see clearly what happened there.
Yeah.
Looked like it almost could have been a slip, but no complaints from the Korean, not outwardly at least anyway. She did certainly land a shot, but perhaps from our vantage point here, couldn't clearly see what shot she caught with, and there may well have been a tangle or a slip as well, but
Yeah,
needless to say, the Mongolian has
to stay composed and
Yeah.
just stick to the boxing. She's boxing very well, so if she can continue to do so for the rest of the round, she's still in this form position.
Good backhand landed there from OYUNTSETSEG on the Korean, and another. Seems to be growing in confidence here and just starting to find a range a little bit. That maybe has unsettled the Korean. We'll have to look back on the replay there, because it did seem to be an odd... The feet just came from beneath her, didn't they? But whether that was directly from the shot or not, we'll have to look at that at the end of the round. But this is good work from the Mongolian here in the last little phase. She's great work with that backhand, which has found a home.
Yeah, seems to be so frustrating her opponent.
Certainly has power in that shot, and I'm sure we'll see in a moment what happened with that knockdown. It was a peculiar one, just the way that she fell.
Yeah, I didn't entirely see it.
There we go, let's have a look. We'll have the opportunity to see now. Yeah, so it was a shot, caught her right off balance, rocked her head back, and her feet did slip. And that was interesting, because we were just talking about those boots a moment ago, weren't we?
Yeah.
Clean sweep for the Mongolian boxer then in that second round. 10-8 round from the German judge. She's put herself in a good position here then.
Yeah, she's showing a very good display of skill and dominance as well.
So, interesting scorecards, as you might expect. An intriguing first 2 rounds. It'll come down to the third, so these two will know there's no room for error. Peak concentration, and they've got to make the opportunities count. And the Korean has come out absolutely blazing here, but Mongolian OYUNTSETSEG happy to reply. But IM has really got to up the work rate here. But the problem with that is that you can leave yourself exposed, Cam, when you've got a really effective counter-puncher like OYUNTSETSEG in front of you.
Definitely. You can see that she feels a little bit under pressure. She wants to come and get this fight back.
Good exchanges there.
Exactly. You can
Good
see
shots landed from OYUNTSETSEG there.
Yeah, you can see her get caught in between punches sometimes.
She really sits on her shots, doesn't she, the Mongolian fighter, in red, as we saw with the knockdown in the second round. She plants her feet and really gets good purchase on those shots, and if you happen to be coming onto them, it's pretty forceful.
Yeah, demonstrates great skill and composure, which is very hard to do in such an exciting fight like this.
She's got to be careful how she comes in, the Korean fighter, because as we saw in the second round, when it was met with one of those powerful shots from OYUNTSETSEG, she had no balance, and her feet very quickly were just swept from beneath her. It wasn't a damaging shot particularly, but it's just one of those that sort of stings you and catches you off balance, really. But these two really have upped the intensity here and giving absolutely everything and wanting to do all that they can to stake a claim in the final and show the judges.
Very good right hands. Very good.
Really good backhand there from Mongolia's OYUNTSETSEG in red, landing it twice on the Korean. Bang on the money as well.
That's what you want against opposing stances. You want to utilize that backhand as much as you can, you know. And it seems to be working beautiful for Mongolia.
Good shot from IM. The Korean fighter in blue just finding a way through with that backhand, but will it be enough? It was ahead after the first, the tide turned in the second. Who's going to stamp their authority in the third? Just over a minute remaining. Crowd really into this one, urging both boxers forward. It's what you want your teammates to get right behind you, cheering every shot, urging you forward, as again a ferocious exchange between the two, but OYUNTSETSEG of Mongolia getting the final shot there in that exchange. Less than 30 seconds to go. Again comes forward with that backhand. Lovely timed, wasn't it? Really found a range with that one. The boxer in red from Mongolia. Closing seconds here. She finds the target again. And she's a real handful, is the Mongolian, and she was in with a very experienced Korean fighter there, but made the necessary adjustments and really applied herself well. And I think we'll get the decision here.
Yeah, I can see that also.
It can be really difficult, can't it, getting the decision when you've conceded the first round, but we have seen it happen here, even when it's been a clean sweep, when all 5 judges have been in favour. Boxers have turned it around. We've seen it a couple of times this week.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the sport, you know, just how unpredictable it can be.
Let's get the official announcement from our MC, Craig Denholm.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 58. After 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. We're your officials at ringside. Score unanimous decision victory in favour of your winner. And boxing out of the red corner, representing Mongolia, is Yesugen OYUNTSETSEG.
So unanimous decision then for OYUNTSETSEG from Mongolia as she advances to tomorrow's final in the women's 54 kilo category. She'll face either Brazil or Chinese Taipei, who are up next. But it just gives us a moment to welcome Cam. And how have you found boxing at a home tournament? It's very rare that you get the opportunity to do so as a GB or England boxer.
Me, myself, I loved it. I enjoyed it. From everything down to preparations, actually coming here, just emotionally knowing that I was going to come and perform in front of people that care about me, who supported me from regional level all the way to international level. It was amazing.
And does it make a difference in terms of your preparation? Because of course sometimes when you're away, it's different foods, different time zone, you've got to adapt to jet lag sometimes in the travel. Has that made it better as well?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like you do have a bit of an advantage as well, because we're in the same time zone. When you go to abroad, maybe in Asia or even say North Africa, the time zones are different. So you have to kind of adapt to your body changes, the food is different, everything's different. So I feel like over here sometimes you can be a bit more comfortable, but then it can also work against you as well, because you might have the extra pressure of, okay, everybody's watching, everybody's awake at this time, you know. So you could be a bit scared, but at the end of the day, I think nerves and feeling the emotions of what it means to actually be at high level competition, I think that's a beautiful experience. So something for everybody to look forward to, and you can see all the boxers here, we all look forward to.
Great preparation as well for the World Championships next year, which will be hosted in Liverpool. But now, time to crack on with the second semi-final in the women's bantamweight 54 kilo division. Got Brazil and Chinese Taipei in this contest, the winner of which of course will face Mongolian boxer OYUNTSETSEG, who we've just seen in action. Really impressive performance it was from her.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner to the ring, representing Chinese Taipei, give it up for Hsiao-Wen.
So we've just seen Tatiana de Jesus from Brazil make her way into the ring. And here in blue, Chinese Taipei, Hsiao-Wen HUANG. Very experienced. Double Olympian, she got a bronze medal in Tokyo, competed in Paris in the summer. She's a 2-time bantamweight world champion. Beat Tantawa of Thailand in yesterday's quarter-final.
Ringside, Judge 1 representing world boxing, Judge 2 representing Japan, Judge 3 representing world boxing, Judge 4 representing world boxing, and Judge 5 representing Great Britain. Your referee representing Finland, Jani Rama.
She's tall and rangy, the Chinese Taipei boxer. boxes really well at range, likes to draw her opponents in. De Jesus upset the home favourite yesterday, and GB's Ivy Jane Smith. Was a really close one. In fact, listening to Chris Latcham on commentary, I thought it had gone Ivy Jane Smith's way, but it wasn't to be. She's quite elusive, she's strong, the 32-year-old. She was beaten in Paris at the Olympics in the round of 16 against the Korean fighter who you've just seen in the bout prior, IM. But different opponent in front of her now, and a real height and reach discrepancy here, Cam, that's clear to see.
Yes, definitely. You can see how the way she deals with it though. And you can see the difference in styles as well, which is like, it's very interesting to watch.
Fascinating one this, because the Jesus short in stature in comparison to HUANG, and really got to find a way past those levers. But she has that really superior, classy, defensive head movement, really mobile.
Yeah, that head movement is looking and working very well for her. However,
she slips past those long levers, but then she's really got to make it count and work when she gets there.
Definitely, just a little bit better hand positioning can stop her from getting caught, because she is getting caught a bit.
Overhand right, connecting with the head guard of HUANG. And another one there as well, making its way through. And they are eye-catching shots, those, Cam, from the Brazilian when they land.
Definitely.
You could barely believe that these two be the same weight category, could you, looking at them?
Definitely.
Completely different. HUANG making most of that reach advantage there. And she seems to be adjusting her feet a little bit more now, Cam, that when she's landing a shot, she's then taking a few steps away, making it far more difficult for the Brazilian to get at her by not staying there and allowing her to reply as she was doing in the opening minute or so.
Yeah, she picked up the pace, which is working very well for her.
It could well work well for her there, given that height and reach advantage. She'd get those shots off and then step back, and then it's double the distance that the Brazilian's got to try and cover. When she stays in range here and throws and stays there to be hit, the Brazilian's able to reply. And she is effective. She's good shot selection from that, obviously that shorter position. She's throwing those wild hooks over the top, and when they connect, she's catching her. So interesting to see how the judges will have this one. Completely different, contrasting styles. But it's not got scrappy at all, which it could do, but it hasn't. They've both stuck to the task, and been a really entertaining opening round. Let's see how the judges have it. So they've gone 3-2 in favour of HUANG, and you can see why.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. However, you can make a case for both sides anyway.
See some of the action here, and you can just see HUANG, when she was just pitter-patter with that little jab, she was letting Brazilian know she was in range and she was firing back. So she did a lot better towards the latter part of the round of sort of tapping and then making sure she stepped back and didn't stay there to be hit, as we're seeing here on these clips.
Yeah, that's very clean.
And now we'll see who can make the adjustments going into the second round, and who can do it better, because some boxers are excellent, Cam, aren't they, at just downloading all that data in the first round and then changing things up in the second to get the upper hand.
Yeah, let's see how Brazil adjusts. That was a beautiful jab to the body.
just waiting right at the end of the range of the Chinese Taipei boxer, just so that she can try and slip and find a way in. Has had success with that, and she's been able to do it, but falls short with that one. Looping backhand, and Huang able to set herself again. That's when Huang's most effective, as we've just seen in those last two sequences, when she lands her shots and then gets on a bike and gets right out of range, so that De Jesus can't reply. She does on that occasion though, the overhand right again, just slamming around the side of the head guard of Huang. Good exchanges these between the two. Not greatly interested in holding either of them, they seem happy to go to work.
Yeah, I can see Huang making it a bit harder for Jesus to get inside.
Inside the last minute now of the second round. A place in the final at stake here. We will face the Mongolian boxer OYUNTSETSEG. Quick word from the referee, just slapping with the inside of the glove. Huang just catching De Jesus as she came in with that lead hand, and you just feel that Huang has made the better adaptations between the first and the second round. Would you agree?
Definitely. She's a two-time Olympian, right? Yeah, you can see where that experience is starting to show. She's definitely been around. She's seen a lot of styles. She's handling it very well.
There we go. Clean sweep. So yeah, our perception that Huang had made the better adaptations. The judges, it seems, in agreement. Clean sweep, all five giving it in her favour for the second round, and that's because of some of that work we've seen here. The Brazilian just finding a way through with a couple of shots. They're not landing cleanly though, but she's continued to keep this competitive, has De Jesus. But Huang undoubtedly got the edge, and probably comes down to experience, Cam. You can see she's not been rattled, she's stuck to a task, and she's adapting all the time, isn't she, to what De Jesus is throwing at her.
Yeah, you can see she's showing a bit more maturity and a bit more that she's a bit clever with the adaptations throughout the fight and throughout the rounds, actually, because she started off the first round worse than she finished it, so she got better as the time went on. So you can see it even in this round. She's come out a bit better, a bit more cleaner.
Interesting that Huang chooses to wear trainers, of course.
That's something that stuck out to me also.
Is that something you'd ever do?
Personally, no. I like the way the ground feels. Helps me move around a bit more, but she seems to be moving very well. You can see the foam as well, for it's quite thick, so.
You can see here that Huang knows that she's in control, and she just needs to manage this final round now, doesn't she? And then she'll be in the final. She's limiting the opportunities for De Jesus to get any sniff of success here.
Yeah, you're right. She's definitely controlling the bout, the pace and the distance. She's doing a very good job.
Just trying to trigger De Jesus, just twitchy style there. Just trying to feint. and draw her in. Really is tall for the weight though, isn't she?
Yeah.
Doing all that she can, De Jesus, to try and get past those long levers and make up the distance, but really is difficult, especially when somebody uses it so effectively and they have that experience as well. And a good performance this from Huang, but De Jesus certainly made this one competitive and been entertaining to watch as well.
Yeah, that double jab was working for her earlier on in the fight.
It's good movement that from De Jesus, isn't it? But it's not really to any great effect in this situation when she's way out of range anyway. Perhaps needs to just get a little bit closer to then slip and counter rather than just be manoeuvring on the edge, although gets through with a nice backhand there, and that's because she did step into range. So nice little shot that she caught her with there. A smile from Huang though, and she'll be all smiles because she'll know that she's through to the finals tomorrow, where she'll face Mongolia's OYUNTSETSEG. Complete contrast of styles that, wasn't it?
100%. Interesting to watch as well. You can see how both boxers' attributes worked well for them in different times of the fight.
Gave a really good account of themselves, yeah, and it made for an intriguing one, didn't it? But Huang, as you can see from some of the replays here, having the better of it, just that timing, that accuracy, a little bit of composure, and certainly the use of her reach and the footwork getting the better of the Brazilian on this occasion.
Rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. We're your officials at ringside. Score a unanimous decision victory in favour of your winner. And boxing out of the blue corner, representing Chinese Taipei, Hsiao-Wen.
So as we expected, Huang progresses through to the final, and what a final that's going to be. OYUNTSETSEG of Mongolia and Huang of Chinese Taipei, and far more similar their styles. That's going to be a really interesting one of who can get the better of it in tomorrow's final. So we have that one to look forward to. But now we're going to move on into the women's 57 kilo category, featherweight division. Got Brazil and Netherlands up first. And then we've got Thailand and England, Vivien Parsons representing the home nations. Great to hear the teams getting behind one another, isn't it? And sometimes when you're away, even more important, because you might not have anybody there supporting you, and you've just got each other, and you do feel that just by really getting behind each other and cheering every bit of success, it can sort of, obviously help and urge your teammates on.
Definitely. When you're in there and you hear your teammates cheer, you're with them every day, so you can recognize every single voice, every single one of them, and it can push you.
And they know what you're capable of as well, don't they? They know your attributes, they know psychologically how you tick. Sometimes they know the right thing to shout at the right time that can just give you that little 1% that you might need.
Definitely. That's what it's all about. It's a game of inches, so all you need is just a little extra push, that little extra kick, and then almost you could be a different fighter.
Nine contests remaining in tonight's evening session. About to get number 3 underway.
This is bout number 60. It's a women's 57 kilo semi-final, and introducing your boxers. Making their way to the red corner, representing Brazil. Give it up for Jucielen, CERQUEIRA, ROMEU.
The Brazilian in red, former Pan American Games gold medalist. Lost in the prelims at both Olympic qualifiers in Italy and Thailand. She has served in the Brazilian military. Won bronze, as it happens, at the military games in Moscow back in 2021. She beat Japan's Yoshizawa yesterday. Brazil in
ladies
red.
and gentlemen, making their way to the blue corner, representing the Netherlands. Give it up for Gabriëlle WEERHEIM.
So of course the upset for the home fighter, GB's Olivia Holmes yesterday. She explained in her interview afterwards that her strategy was to go all out attack, take no steps back and just go forwards. That's exactly what she did. She's feeling confident now, wants to go and get that gold medal. She's just 19 years old and won the Tama tournament in Finland last month, which is a tough tournament to win, usually stacked with talent, so she'll bring in all of that experience and confidence here.
And your officials at ringside,
in
Judge
pursuit
1
of getting a place
Finland,
in tomorrow's
Judge
final.
2 representing World Boxing, Judge 3 representing World Boxing, Judge 4 representing Chinese Taipei, Judge 5 representing World Boxing, and your referee representing World Boxing, Mr. Paul Rosendale.
So the first of our women's 57 kilo semi-finals. Brazil in red, Netherlands in blue. We saw Maud van der Toorn earlier. She was beaten by a Korean fighter in her semi-final, so let's see if WEERHEIM can book her place. Just waiting to get underway here. Last thing you want as a boxer, this, Cam. And all your adrenaline's just peaked and everybody's cleared the ring and you're ready to go, and then you're having to hang on. Not quite sure what the delay is due to. Something at ringside. Does appear to be perhaps technical issue at ringside with the scoreboards, perhaps. There is a scoreboard in front of us which appears to just be whirling around, that thing where it's rebuffering. So perhaps if it's doing that for everybody else, that might be the delay here. Tough one for the boxers though. You've just got to stay focused, control the breathing, not allow those nerves to take a hold, which they can do, Cam, in these kind of moments, can't they, when you're fired up and ready to go. How are you with dealing with nerves pre-fight? How do you manage it?
I enjoy it. I think when I feel the nerves before a fight, it just lets me know, okay, cool, we have something important coming up and it's time to show up and show out. So hopefully both the fighters here, they don't get too affected by the little weight that they're having to endure right now. It'll be over soon.
It's really unique, isn't it, the psychology of boxing, and controlling those nerves and the adrenaline really is key to peak performance, isn't it? A shrug of the shoulders from the coach in the Netherlands corner there, just asking what's happening. Important for these two to stay sharp. Of course, warmth won't be a problem. It is really warm in here. Not going to get cold, but mentally just want to stay switched on, focused on the tactics that you will have just been echoing in your mind from your coach in the corner before you stepped into the ring. Don't want to get too distracted. And it's a funny thing with those nerves, how those little nuggets of doubt can start to come into your mind, can't it? Especially when you've got moments like this that perhaps you weren't expecting. They're both experienced, so hopefully they can draw on that experience and, as I say, stay focused. Referee just reassuring them, sorry, that things are getting sorted. How would you deal with this, Cam, if you're in this situation? I don't think I ever had a long wait. I think I had one once early on in my amateur career before I was boxing at international level. I never had it as a professional, but I did have it once. It was just a matter of, I think it was deliberate really, that they're saying they'd forgotten the groin guard and gum shield and this, that and the other, and they'd gone for what felt like a lifetime. But I was quite lucky that my corner kept me calm and kept me focused, and it can be easy to lose that, can't it?
Definitely. I think I would have probably enjoyed having a little bit of a break before the fight. I love having that little time to kind of get my nerves under control. The more time, the better. But that's for me.
Yeah, sometimes it can go by pretty quickly, can't it? That, you know, 1 minute you're warming up and the next minute you're making that ring walk, and it can all pass you by in a flurry, especially with 3 threes. They can go by very quickly, so important to make sure that you're in the moment. They're just looking at putting the stools in, but then a shake of the head to say not to do so. So yeah, it's definitely a technical issue, either with the scoring system or timing. But there is one of the officials' computers in front of us here that's just whirling around, and hence the delay. Really got a feel for the boxers here though. Plenty of action on the way. This is the first of the women's 57 kilo semi-finals, and we've got Vivien Parsons of England in the second semi-final. So presumably somebody will be feeding back to them as well that there's been a delay here, because that of course affects the warm-up of everybody else who's coming up next. So if you're just starting to, you know, if you're thinking you've got 10 minutes and you're starting to really fire up, you might just want to hold that back. And again, you don't want to be getting too much adrenaline flowing through the veins before you've pumping through your system too soon. But as you can see, Vivien Parsons is on the way. We've got Ellis Trowbridge as well in action against Japan in the men's flyweight 51 kilo division. Of course, teammates of yours, Vivien Parsons and Ellis Trowbridge and Odel KAMARA.
Yeah, all teammates, they all work very hard, and they had very good preparation coming into this championships as well.
Looking forward to seeing them later, but finally we are underway, and these fighters clearly were ready to get out of the traps and set about one another, and they've done so.
Yeah, very
with
quick
some
start.
Ferocity, yeah. All that adrenaline built up, and they're letting the hands go early doors here. Starting to settle a little bit now and find the range and distance. Reminder, we've got CERQUEIRA of Brazil in red, former Pan American Games gold medalist, and then Gabriëlle WEERHEIM of the Netherlands in blue. Won the Tama tournament in Finland last month, which is no mean feat, especially given she's just 19 years old. So good matchup this one. Really well timed backhand from the Brazilian there, and then stepped away. Slick boxing from her. Another nicely timed backhand, and really eye-catching shots those from the Brazilian in these opening stages. WEERHEIM just struggling to deal with this movement from CERQUEIRA ROMEU, because really smart, isn't she? How she just sort of allows her to come in and then catches her and then moves off. The WEERHEIM got to be really intelligent with that pressure.
Yeah, you can see she's trying very hard to trigger and get a few reactions out of Brazil. However, Brazil on the other hand is staying very composed and actually letting a few very well-timed counters go.
Yeah, not allow herself to be goaded into anything. She's doing it on her terms. Nice backhand again. Wild swing on that occasion, and that allows WEERHEIM to answer back. Nice exchange there. Both having their own degrees of success, but you do feel that CERQUEIRA ROMEU has the edge in this opening round, Cam, or do you see it differently?
I see it the same. I feel like it's very important that your work is very tidy for both yourself and the judges. It's very reassuring for yourself, and people can see that you're working hard and being very clinical with your attacks as well as your counters. She seems to be in very good control.
Talking with Lewis earlier about the styles that you tend to get. It's not always going to be the case, but generally speaking with different nations, and Brazilians really have that flair and unpredictability about the way that they approach in their style. We'll get your thoughts on that in just a moment, but let's see how the judges have that opening round. Before we do though, let's look at some of the highlights. It's good work with that backhand, wasn't it, from CERQUEIRA ROMEU. I feel like she landed it enough times to get through. I don't think we're going to be able to share the scores with you because I think the system isn't working. A technical issue, of course. It'd be fine for the judges, but we can't share them with you here or inside the arena.
Round two.
Action back underway then. Yeah, we were talking about that Brazilian style and how it can be, tend to express a lot of flair, don't they, and have quite an unpredictable style compared to some nations.
Yeah, it can be hard to deal with a lot of the time, and more importantly, I think it's very entertaining to watch as well. It's very easy on the eye.
It certainly is. CERQUEIRA ROMEU, the Brazilian in red, just continuing to stab out those long levers, and all the time she's just totting up those points and
however,
pressing the judges, you would think.
Yeah, Gabrielle's working very hard to make it very uncomfortable for her opponent.
She certainly is. She's doing all that she can. Just takes a tumble there after the two became tangled. Back underway now. Really competitive, this one. Don't know how the judges had it after that first round, of course. I'm guessing it could well have been close. Very different styles, both having success using their different attributes. WEERHEIM doing her best to impose herself, but the Brazilian just a little bit too elusive, Cam.
Yeah, she's ending the exchanges, which is actually a very big thing for the judges as well. They're looking for who starts and sometimes who ends it as well.
Nice movement from CERQUEIRA ROMEU, the Brazilian in red, just trying to pick off her opponent. And then by the time WEERHEIM responds, just using her feet to get herself out of range. Impressive stuff from both boxers, this. Just changing to the southpaw stance. The Dutch boxer in blue. Back to orthodox now. And she gets her range and timing right with that backhand. CERQUEIRA ROMEU, it really is impressive, isn't it?
Very much so. You can see she dominates the ring from different angles, from different parts of the ring when she's back against the ropes, when she's in the corner.
Another backhand just clipped the head guard of WEERHEIM right at the end. We may well be able to bring you the judges' scorecards now after this round, but from our perspective here on commentary, we think that the Brazilian in red, CERQUEIRA ROMEU, is edging this one. Well, this is all very exciting, the fact that we can't share the scores, so we've no idea where it's up to, which does make it exciting for the result at the end, I guess, because we've nothing to go off. But there's that really effective backhand of CERQUEIRA ROMEU in the highlights there, just picking her opponent off, catching her as she steps in. Been a really effective weapon for her in the first 2 rounds as we enter the third. Don't know how the judges have it, but we do know that these two will want to give absolutely everything and empty the tank to try and do all that they can to book their place in the final. This the first of the women's 57 kilo category semi-finals. Got England's Vivien Parsons up next against Thailand. Good work off that double jab from the Brazilian. But the Dutch fighter just continuing to come forward, applying that pressure. The Brazilian's got to stay on her toes, switched on. She ships a backhand from WEERHEIM. That's good work from WEERHEIM, isn't it? Switched to the southpaw stance and landed a big backhand there.
Yeah, she seems to enter the new gear.
You don't know how the judges see this. They could favour that front foot pressure from the Dutch boxer. And she's had her successes when she's come forward, but by the same token, CERQUEIRA ROMEU really been effective with that backhand. Perhaps needs a few clean shots just to convince the judges in this third and final round. Halfway through at this stage. Nice check hook from CERQUEIRA ROMEU. And even though the single shots, they really are eye-catching, these, Cam.
Definitely, it's very nice the way she's coming up, trying at least to come around the guard. You can see a different range of shots and variations, which is working well for her.
WEERHEIM just firing back at every opportunity, putting her combinations together. But CERQUEIRA ROMEU really doing the damage with some of these single shots that are thumping around the head guard and into the face of WEERHEIM.
Yeah, this is quite an exciting round.
Never looks massively flustered, does she, the Brazilian? Even under immense pressure, she somehow seems to create the space she needs, Cam, and still be able to operate as she's pushed back now, but still boxing well off that back foot. Be really interesting this to see which way the judges have called it. Both raised their hands, and they've a right to. They both invested a lot there. Very different styles and attributes, but that made for a really entertaining contest.
1000%.
Well, we've not been privy to the judges' scores as this one has gone along, so we brace ourselves here. No insight, so it's exciting, isn't it? Which way are you going for this one, Cam?
Me personally, I'm leaning more towards Brazil, but I did very much enjoy watching Netherlands turn it up.
60 after 3 rounds of boxing. We go to the scorecards. Your officials at ringside score a split decision in favour of your winner. And boxing out of the red corner is Jucielen.
So a split decision, no surprise there, because as we said, they both were really effective in completely different ways. Neither boxer really dominating completely, and I think that's reflected fairly with a split decision. And ultimately, Jucielen ROMEU CERQUEIRA of Brazil progresses to tomorrow's final. Really good display from her, and she'll be looking ahead to that, knowing that she'll face either TINTABTHAI from Thailand or England's Vivien Parsons. That's the second semi-final in the women's 57 kilo category coming up next. So as we await the second semi-final in the women's 57 kilo category and home fighter Vivien Parsons of England, about to take on Thailand. So what are your plans for next year, Cam? A little break now, I suspect, over Christmas, and won't want to be going too heavy on the scales. It's always on a boxer's mind. You can never really enjoy it, but after that, what's in store?
Me, myself, I plan to... I want an opportunity to go to a major tournament. So hopefully if I can go to the World Championships in Liverpool next year, that would be amazing. I'll dream of doing something like that. But I just want to get better, man. I mean, I took an unfortunate defeat yesterday, but all I want to do is just get back out there as soon as possible as a way better fighter. And I'm excited to do so.
Well, more on that to come, and an exciting year ahead for Cam, who's kindly joined us on co-coms today. Cam McKay, you may well have seen him in action this week. You'll certainly be seeing him again, but right now in front of us, entering the ring, the Thai boxer, Preedakamon, TINTABTHAI. She beat Italy's Sarah Pinson yesterday. She was very measured and controlled, very economical, doesn't waste her shots.
And ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the blue corner, representing England, give it up for Vivien Parsons.
And she'll want to put in a measured and controlled performance again today, because she's in against GB Academy squad boxer Vivien Parsons from Brixton. She beat Italy's Zanoletto yesterday, gave her 4 standing counts. She was a senior national finalist. She was beaten by Olivia Holmes, who exited this contest in a close bout at this weight in the quarter-finals, but she did get a silver at the Tama tournament in Finland last month. I saw her about an hour ago. She was just getting changed and getting her kits on and so on, and she said she's never come up against TINTABTHAI before. She said on the other side of the draw there are fighters she's boxed before, so she was really glad she drew somebody new, because that's exactly what you want, isn't it? You want to box people who you've never boxed before, and certainly from countries you've never come up against before, because it's part of your development and experience, and you want to test yourself. She'll get the chance to do just that now. A new opponent she hasn't faced before, new experience, and all part of that development. Of course, many of these boxers will be looking ahead to those World Championships in Liverpool, and of course the 4-year plan for LA 2028 in that Olympic cycle, which we're hoping boxing, of course, will feature. So we have Preedakamon, TINTABTHAI from Thailand in red, Vivien Parsons of England in blue. The victor will face the Brazilian, who you've just seen in action, CERQUEIRA ROMEU. And both of these measured and controlled so far, Cam, in these opening moments.
Definitely beautiful work at the jab. Yeah, she's doing very good work from mid-range.
Encouragement from the blue corner for Parsons. It's nice work from the English woman with that jab in particular. And neither of these boxers wasteful, Cam. They are very considered, aren't they, in their approach?
Yes, very economical.
Short and sweet, these exchanges, aren't they, Cam? So you really have to make sure that you're effective and you're landing shots that are imposing yourself on your opponent and catching the eye of the judges on each occasion. And I think Vivien Parsons is doing that better than TINTABTHAI so far.
Definitely, she's doing it, staying very controlled as well.
Took a backhand there though from the Thai boxer, but took it well. Just feinting with that front foot.
Doing a very good job of not getting hit.
Lovely style to watch. Has that slightly low lead hand, just caught a lead hook from TINTABTHAI. Really nip and tuck this, isn't it? You've really got to get your work done in those very short bursts. They're like little raids, aren't they, in and out. That's what we've seen from these two previously. It's who does it better today. And so far, I do think Parsons has had the better of it. Although, there's been some good shots landed as well. From the Thai boxer in red. A good opening round.
Okay, very strong round for Viv.
And here we are. We do have the scores for this one. And 4-1 to Vivien Parsons. So 4 of the judges in agreement with us at ringside that Vivien Parsons had the better of that, and I think that's fair. Really, really good, measured, calculated performance from her. She was really accurate, wasn't she, Cam? As we can see, some of her nice, tidy work here in the replays. What do you like about what you're seeing there from Vivien?
I'm loving the volume of punches she's throwing. She's throwing more than one. It's always 2 or 3s, and she's, to me, it looks like she's the winner in the exchanges.
Round 2.
So, can TINTABTHAI make the adjustments do something differently, because she's going to need to. 4-1 down on the judges' scorecards after that opening round, and really confident and composed display from Vivien Parsons in that first round. She's sharp, rapid hand speed as you'd expect.
Nice, very
nice finish to that exchange, wasn't it, with that lead hook from Vivien Parsons.
Good use of that jab. They're both doing a very good job maintaining a good, healthy distance between each other to get their shots off.
Looked like there was an injury there. Yes, she did get caught, but nothing major, and it looks like she's in some distress with perhaps a knee or an ankle, or something's definitely bothered her there. And it did seem that something gave way, Cam. Knee or the ankle, I'm not sure which, but there was definitely a lower limb problem there. Just getting checked over. It does appear to be her right knee. Let's hope that's nothing too serious. She felt it straight away though, Cam, you could tell, couldn't you? She went straight to the ground and she knew there was a problem instantly. It's usually not a good sign, and yeah, she's not going to be able to continue. Well, that's really disappointing for TINTABTHAI, not just because that means she can't progress to the final, but that seems like a pretty nasty injury there, and sometimes the most innocuous ones can be the worst. Let's just hope it's a slight tweak that'll be okay, but you do fear for her there that those ones, when it's that instant, and an athlete knows their body, and if they feel that instant pain and it doesn't feel right, it's usually not a good sign, and that does not look good.
Definitely, we all hate being injured. Injuries are part of the most upsetting part of the game, honestly, but hopefully she'll be okay and she'll recover very, very soon.
Well, we do hope that she's okay, the boxer from Thailand, because that's a long way back with an injury as well, isn't it? So let's hope that she's taken care of, as I'm sure she will be. Not the way you would have wanted this one to end, but of course for Vivien Parsons, importantly, she's through to the final, and it was a really good display from her.
Your referee stopped the contest in round number 2 due to injury, giving you your winner. Boxing out of the blue corner, representing England,
Well, very rare that you see that a boxer can't continue with any injury, but particularly a lower limb injury. So again, just reiterate that our thoughts are with Preedakamon, TINTABTHAI of Thailand. Let's hope that that wasn't too serious. It didn't look great, but let's hope. Let's just hope that she's going to be okay. She's been taken care of by the medical staff now. But ultimately, most importantly, a win for Vivien Parsons. She's all smiles as she just passes by us here in our commentary position, and she's through to the final, and that promises to be a cracker, Cam, because she'll be in with Brazil's CERQUEIRA, sorry, who we just saw earlier, and I think those two could provide a pretty explosive encounter.
Definitely, it'll be amazing to see how they do with each other's styles. I'm very excited for that fight.
Got the men's 51 kilo flyweight category up next. Also featuring an England boxer in the form of Ellis Trowbridge. He's facing Japan's Sushi Makino. Panama, Mongolia on the other side of the draw. Of course, Ellis Trowbridge is somebody who you'll know plenty about, Cam.
Yeah, definitely. Both from London, both on the GB. We was on academy squad together until I recently got moved up to podium. Well, he is a very hard worker. Even down to our track sessions in the gym, always applies himself.
It's a men's 51 kilo semi-final. And introducing your boxers, firstly, boxing out of the red corner, representing Japan, give it up for Sushi Makino.
what a team the Japanese have brought here this week. They've impressed in every single contest. Soushi Makino, no exception, is lightning fast. Performed really, really well this week. Beat Singapore's Hsiao-Wen yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the blue corner, representing England, give it up for Ellis Trowbridge.
But the man in the opposing blue corner is Ellis Trowbridge, England boxer, two-time national champion. Beat Italy's Filippo Secca yesterday. And a really big opportunity for Ellis to make a statement here on the international stage.
So, ladies and gentlemen, your officials are inside. Judge 1 representing Chinese Taipei. Judge 2 representing World Boxing. Judge 3 representing Finland. Judge 4 representing World Boxing. And Judge 5 representing the Netherlands. Your referee representing World Boxing, Mr. Akbar Mohammed.
Big opportunity this for Ellis Trowbridge of England in blue to make a statement here, fighting out of the southpaw stance. He's in with Soushi Makino, Japanese fighter who's rapid, explosive, lightning speed.
Yeah, he came out and took that center straight away.
This will be one of those that you just can't take your eyes off, Cam, because the blistering pace of these two, blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah, both seem very relaxed, which is a very good sign.
The timing here, Cam, is literally split seconds, isn't it? So fast, those counters from Makino. But Trowbridge applying himself well here. He's on the front foot, applying the pressure. Got to make it count. Got to be aware of what's coming back, because there will always be something coming back from Makino. Both of them really skillful, technical boxers. Joy to watch. Top class boxing this is. Just trying to trigger one another. Good work from Ellis, just finishing that exchange with that lead hook and backhand to the body as well, but a reply from Makino every single time of asking. Tricky little fighter, isn't he, Cam? Even when it looks like Ellis might have pinned him and able to load up, he's just adjusted his position, thrown back from an unorthodox angle and then moved out of range.
Yeah, it makes it very hard to deal with.
Really intricate work from both of these boxers at close range. Just nipping in and out.
Been a very close first round.
Really has. Very, very difficult to separate them. Blistering speed from both of them. Really difficult to ascertain who's had the better of some of those exchanges, but a good position for England's Ellis Trowbridge. 3-2 up after that first round, and I think that's fair because it was the front foot pressure that he was applying. He had success when he put his shots together as well. So it's very, very close, but he's just edged it there.
Yeah, it took center and he tried to dominate the ring, which is something that you want to see from a boxer as well. So it's very positive work, and he's going to, I feel he may continue to do so and take on for the next round.
Second out. Round 2.
Well, thoroughly enjoyable was that opening round, so more of the same on the way, no doubt. Nice work with the backhand from Trowbridge there. Huge support for MAKINO every time he lands. Big group of Japanese team behind us cheering him on. Just lost his foot in there after that tangle. Oh, lovely shot.
Very nice shot.
Caught MAKINO coming in then, didn't he? And I think the work rate's been better from Trowbridge in both rounds so far. He is outworking MAKINO.
Definitely. I think he's finding his groove a bit more. You can definitely see that he's finding his groove a little bit more.
There's that backhand again. He's timing it perfectly well when MAKINO comes in. Really good work from Ellis, and again there it is, fires it in, really perfectly timed and placed, that backhand. And when it's tight again, like we've said before, that can be the difference.
It'll be interesting to see how MAKINO can adjust. But you can definitely see that Trowbridge has been getting the better of this round.
Continuing to box on the back foot, MAKINO, and when he's tried to come forward and push Trowbridge back, he's just denied him that opportunity, which I think also impresses the judges in the fact that he's applying the front foot pressure but also got the volume of shots. And if you also add in the effectiveness of that backhand, it's been a really good display by Trowbridge, and he's remained in control in this second round as well so far. An untidy clinch again. Final seconds of the second round. Another really good display from Ellis Trowbridge. MAKINO absolutely kept it competitive though, but I suspect that will have gone in Trowbridge's favour again. Let's see what the judges have had to say. Yeah, 4-1. So he's improved upon that first round and very much in control of this one. How impressed are you with the way that Ellis Trowbridge has applied himself here? And he's had to get his tactics spot on because there's always something coming back from MAKINO, and he's very technically capable and gifted, so he's had to be right on it, and he has done so.
Definitely, it's put a smile on my face to see the way that Trowbridge is coming out, you know. Very good friend of mine. He's very composed, very sharp shots, very well placed, very well timed. He's doing an amazing job right now, and hopefully he can keep it up and take over this third round and then kind of put a distance between him and MAKINO, because they're both making this bout very, very competitive.
Yeah, he's ahead on the card, so he just needs to manage this third and final round, and if he can do so, he's into the final. Has that wide base, does Trowbridge. And again, really, really effective And he just takes that little step back and fires in that backhand, and MAKINO walking right onto it. The two just jockeying for position, just trying to tag one another.
Yes, they definitely have kept this bout exciting, very exciting.
It's been great to watch. MAKINO, you just feel is struggling to close that distance, isn't he? He's not able to really get any purchase on his shots and land anything meaningful. Because TROWBRIDGE is not allowing him to.
Yeah, that's a very difficult position to be in, because a lot of boxers tend to get frustrated when they're in that position.
Nice movement from MAKINO, and he does manage to land a backhand in the middle of that exchange, but perhaps too little too late from the man from Japan in red. TROWBRIDGE of England in blue. Really impressive display from him so far. Every single shot from MAKINO being cheered. And the Japanese contingent here, they've brought a really strong team. They've really impressed throughout the week, put on some really good displays of boxing. Lovely backhand there from MAKINO, and that's something TROWBRIDGE is going to have to be mindful of as we enter the closing stages of the third and final round. In this flyweight division semi-final. Really good work from both boxers, and this has been a better round for MAKINO, this third round. Cam, would you say?
Definitely, he's very well placed with that backhand. Maybe he just found his groove a little bit too late.
A little cheer.
You can see he's very happy.
Yeah, he's all smiles across the face of Ellis TROWBRIDGE, and rightly so, because it was a really good performance that, and he'll be convinced, as are we at ringside, that he's just booked himself a place in the final, where he'll face Panama or Mongolia, that second semi-final on the way. Both boxers have now made their way to the centre ring as we await the official announcement from MC Craig Denholm.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 62. After 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside score a split decision in favour of your winner and boxing out of the blue corner. Representing England, it's Ellis TROWBRIDGE.
Really good performance from Ellis TROWBRIDGE as he books his place in the final tomorrow in the men's flyweight 51 kilo category, where he'll face Panama or Mongolia. The second semi-final up next.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout 63. It's a men's 51 kilos semi-final. And introducing your boxers, making their way to the red corner, representing Panama. Give it up for Luis PACHAY.
Luis PACHAY from Panama beat Welshman Scott Richards in the quarter-final to book his place here in semi-finals days. Had 4 fights as a professional as well. 3 wins, 1 defeat, his record as a pro. So one of those who's done the crossover, but here he is in the amateurs at world-class level in the semi-finals of the World Boxing Cup Finals.
Mongolia, give it up for Battulga, ALDARKHISHIG.
Well, the Mongolian fighter in blue beat Korea's Taekyun Yoon in the quarter-finals. Earned himself a bronze at the boxing event in Mongolia in September. Southpaw fighter in blue.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the winner of this, of course, will face Ellis, who you've just seen in action, the England boxer in tomorrow's final.
Judge 2 representing Germany. Judge 3 representing Japan. Judge 4 representing World Boxing. And Judge 5 representing World Boxing. Your referee representing Great Britain, Mr. Stuart Mann. Round 1.
Here we go then, the second semi-final in the men's 51 kilo flyweight division. And big thank you to Cam McKay for joining us on co-coms. Now got Lewis Richardson joining us again, back from this morning. Another really exciting matchup, this one, as is often the case at these lower weights. Everything that happens at blistering speed, Lewis, and really difficult to differentiate between 2 boxers sometimes, particularly in these opening stages where there's that fast pace.
So hard to see some of the shots in that stage.
Absolutely.
What a great fight that was, just between Ellis and the Japanese boxer. Really, really competitive bout.
Really applied himself so well, Ellis, didn't he?
Yeah, great experience, and like
good statement on the international scene for him.
I mean, I must admit, I've not heard of the Japanese fight, but I watched him the last couple of days and he looks absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, really impressive performance from Ellis there.
You have Panama's Luis PACHAY in red. And the Mongolian fighter in blue, Battulga ALDARKHISHIG. Good backhand from PACHAY there. And as if on cue, we've got 2 southpaws as you arrived. Just what we were talking about before, wasn't it?
That's what we love to see.
Those are the shots that can make the difference in these close encounters, aren't they? Just sometimes find the edge with those eye-catching shots. You will have heard us say that again and again, but it's because it's true. And if you're a judge who's not quite sure, those big shots can sway it in your favour one way or another. Definitely.
The eye catchers, you know, especially when rounds are close like this, 1 or 2 eye catchers can really secure the round for you. Got good movement on Mongolian, just not really doing much. You know, he's moving well, but not really coming back with too much. But negating his opponent's work, yeah, nice. That was better. You're in and out with it.
They both settled fairly quickly here, though, because it started at a frenetic pace, as it often does. But they have settled into their rhythms quite quickly here as we enter the last 30 seconds of this opening round, and both a little bit more measured now, changing stance, trying different approaches, just to try and find a way through. both having success with those fast, sharp hands, but really nice way to finish from ALDARKHISHIG there with that overhand. The backhand just finding a home on the right on the chin of PACHAY. Took it well. Luckily had his feet beneath him, but it'll be interesting to see how the judges had this one.
5-0, maybe they preferred the, you know, the movement and the in and out fighting style of the Mongolian.
And it is incredibly difficult to choose between them, and those margins, although all 5 judges have gone in favour, the margins are tight, aren't they? It's and we've seen this, we've seen a clean sweep, judges giving it in one boxer's favour in the first round, and it's changed in the second. That's how close it can be, that you just make tiny adjustments and you can get the nod in the next round. There's not often a gulf in difference, is there? So let's see if PACHAY can make the necessary adjustments to try and get the second round under his belt. But it's a good start from ALDARKHISHIG.
Round 2
of Mongolia in blue. And he did land some really telling, well-timed backhands that rocked back the head of PACHAY. Perhaps that was the difference. His ringmanship also. He does appear to be the one in control of proceedings here. PACHAY just trying to trigger ALDARKHISHIG, and again finishes the exchange, the Mongolian.
Good jab there from both, but the Mongolians had a bit more intent in it. Really rocked the head back.
And you can just see, can't you, that he is the dominant boxer, because he's dictating the pace, the distance.
Yeah, just looking like he's in control of the bout, even though it's close and
when he
competitive.
chooses. It's a difficult thing to quantify that, isn't it?
Yeah.
In a different way to shots landed, perhaps, or you know, the other measures. Just on sight, you just get that feel of who's in control of things. But a good response from PACHAY there.
Yeah, it's still competitive, still hard to score, but just the ring control of the Mongolian, even, you know, the body language is more relaxed, more positive. But it's certainly not over halfway through the second round.
And it's fascinating how somebody can seem in control when they're boxing on the back foot, because he's retreating most of the time, but you sort of tell, as you say, by the body language, that that's exactly how he wants it. Switch now to being on the front foot as he pushes PACHAY back towards the ropes, but he just marauds forward with some long shots. Not a great deal coming from those though. Nothing significant landing, but there's that backhand again from ALDARKHISHIG, which was catching the top of the head of PACHAY. And again, and several of those each round, Lewis, can really be the difference, can't they? He's put his marker down. Yeah,
definitely. Built on that first round, and looking in control, albeit very competitive still, but looking like he's the one in the driving seat.
Just drawing his opponent in there, ALDARKHISHIG, wasn't he? And as soon as he responded, check hook, and he was gone. Lovely work from him. And that's been a more dominant second round, I would say.
Yeah, you'd have to say so. Be surprised if it's any less than, you know, another 10-9 across the board. Yeah,
not necessarily change the scores, but I think the way that he earned the 10-9s, for me, was even more dominant than the first round.
10-8 in there.
Yeah, so one of the judges seeing it that way. Wouldn't necessarily have thought, you know, you'd need to go 10-8, but definitely I think it was a better 10-9 than the first round, if that makes sense.
Yeah, agreed.
And that's what really experienced boxers do, isn't it? They adapt really well to whatever's in front of them. And just those tiny increments, just finding ways to be that little bit better each round. Panama coach just looking across, pointing across to ALDARKHISHIG. So Wonder what the instructions are there.
Go get him.
They didn't look too pleased with what PACHAY has done, but in fairness to him, I think he's tried everything that's in his locker.
Yeah.
He's just come up against it. Really on form ALDARKHISHIG today. Just trying to edge forward PACHAY. And setting himself a solid base with which to launch an attack, but just being nullified by this constant movement and footwork from ALDARKHISHIG. It's proven really effective.
Really nice to see, you know, when they're sort of switching and nice and relaxed and comfortable and in control. A lot easier said than, well, a lot harder than it looks. But always helps when you've got a, you know, a convincing lead. Whoa, beautiful
Lovely
shot.
backhand again there. And you're quite right about that, because often what's a sign of somebody being exceptional at something is that they make it look really easy.
Yeah.
It's usually an indication of just how good they are. That's exactly what ALDARKHISHIG is doing here. He's taking a little walk here, enjoying himself, and then picking him off. Good response though from PACHAY.
Yeah.
He's stuck to the task, hasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly has. Definitely not doing himself no shame here.
He doesn't need to engage in this third round as much, does he? ALDARKHISHIG, he knows he's ahead.
No, he doesn't need to, but he's when he goes, he really does go.
Just making PACHAY chase him.
Beautiful.
When he gets in range.
Oh,
lovely work from the backhand and the jab. Catching him from all angles. And he really is picking and choosing when he engages here, isn't he? Because he can, and really quick feet. ALDARKHISHIG, of course, will face Ellis TROWBRIDGE in tomorrow's final. That'll be an absolute cracker.
Yeah, another brilliant fight.
Got to see out the final few seconds of this one though, which we expect him to do so. Just picking PACHAY off with that jab, follows it with a backhand. Impressive from PACHAY though, because not once has he looked deterred.
No.
He's continued to keep trying to get at his man the whole way through, despite being frustrated and chasing shadows at times, so fair play to him, but really good performance once again from ALDARKHISHIG. Mongolian fighter. He did get bronze at the boxing event in Mongolia in September, so he's gone one better already, and of course he'll want the gold.
Be a great fight tomorrow.
Really will be. Now don't miss that one in the men's flyweight 51 kilo division, because we saw a great performance from Ellis TROWBRIDGE just prior to this. So Mongolian on a collision course with England's TROWBRIDGE, and that promises to be an absolute cracker. Let's get the official announcement from our MC, Craig Denholm.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 63. After 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside score a unanimous decision victory, all in favour of your winner. And boxing out of the blue corner, representing Mongolia, is Battulga ALDARKHISHIG.
Well, that's certainly yet another really exciting final that we can look forward to tomorrow. That's going to have a bit of everything. They're explosive at times, they both pack a punch, but really highly skilled technical operators, so look forward to that one. 51 kilo men's weight category tomorrow. Ellis TROWBRIDGE of England and Battulga ALDARKHISHIG of Mongolia. Moving on now to the men's light middleweight 71 kilo category. Another England boxer involved here, facing Panama, and then Japan and Germany. after that. That's on the way, but first we're going to take a 10-minute break here, and then we'll be back with men's light middleweight action, and then we move on to the heavyweights and super heavyweights to conclude the evening's action. More to come here on the World Boxing YouTube channel. We'll see you shortly.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, listen, while we're waiting for the boxing start again in 5 to 10 minutes, we've got a quiz. So if you want to get your phones out and get your QR code, scan the QR code on the screen, and we'll have a few quiz questions. He's fast his finger first, but let's all scan that QR code, and we can do a quiz. So. Come on, get your phones out, guys. Everyone always sits there with the phones. Now you can put them to good use and we can have a bit of fun while we're doing it. So scan the QR code on the big screen and let's register for the quiz. It'll take you to an app and there's a few choices. And I think we're looking at join the quiz. We've got one player. That's Smithers. Fantastic. CMP well in there. Let's try and get at least 10 players. So come on, keep scanning, guys. Oops. Was that by accident or did you mean it? Mr. Jeff. We've got Safe Boxing. Park, TCW, they're flying in now. Keep on going, guys. Let's try and get over 10, shall we? And then we'll start this quiz. So Mark and JB, thank you. Mr. Hunt, Izzy, TW, Mark, fantastic. Smell, GR, Rossi. Burnley. I was about to ask him. So, here's your first question, round one. So it's fastest finger first. How many fights happened yesterday in day 2 of this competition? So how many fights happened yesterday in day 2? Your options are 24, 21, 25 or 20. So fire away. So 5 of you think 24, 6 think 21, 3 think 25 and 2 think 20. I think I know the answer and I was right. It's number 20, it's number, 24. So well done 5 of you. So going on to round 2. Question 2. How many countries are represented in the World Boxing Cup 2024 here in Sheffield? 25, 32, 20 or 50. And we've got answers. 7 of you think 20, 32 think, 8 think 32. 4 of you on 25 and the answer is 20. So your third and final question, fastest finger first. How many women's weight categories are there in this competition? How many women's weight categories are there in this competition? 6, 5, 4 or 8? I think I know. And 8 of you are thinking the same as me. I'm not going to tell you which one I'm thinking. There's 2 8s there. 6, I was thinking that one, so 6. So let's see who the winners were. So Oops. Where's Oops? Mark in second place. And JB in third place. Fantastic, guys. Well done. If you want to stay in that app, you can go on to the AI generator. If you do the AI generator, you'll be able to upload photographs of yourself as a boxer. So you take a selfie, and then the AI generator, once you've chose the red or blue colour, will generate a picture of yourself as a boxer. We can get them up on the screen. So have a go at that, and we might, if we've got any time, we might have a bit of the fan cam, and that turns your camera into a camera on the big screen. So there's me in the bottom right corner. That's fantastic. So anyone else uploading any photos? Give us a shout when you see yourself. So we've got 1 minute to get back to the boxing, so we're just waiting for the officials to go ringside. So thank you very much for partaking in that quiz. So we've got 5 more bouts to bring to you, and we're going through the weight categories now. And we're going to go through from 71 kilo all the way through to 92 plus. So you're in for a treat this evening. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 64. It's a men's 71 kilo semi-final. And introducing your red corner, representing England, give it up for Odel KAMARA!
The first of 5 semi-finals this evening to be contested. And this in the light middleweight men's 71 kilogram category. Odel KAMARA beat Mongolia's Michiel Batumur yesterday. Of course, we've been joined on co-commentary by Lewis Richardson today. He'll be back with us shortly. This is his weight category, so big shoes to fill.
Introducing your blue corner to the ring, representing Panama, give it up for Eduardo BECKFORD.
Well, there's a top-ranked light middleweight from Panama, is the man in blue. Of course, a nation with a great boxing history. One Roberto Duran, of course, hailing from Panama.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, your official
beat Korea's Jun-Soo Kim yesterday. He was pushed all the way though. He was deducted a point for use of the head. He was pretty tired by the end of it. He won by split decision. So let's see what he's got left in the tank as he takes on Odel KAMARA of England in the red in this men's 71 kilogram semi-final. Just talking about you, of course, Lewis, given this weight category, but really interesting routes to the semi-final for these two. KAMARA of England in red, BECKFORD of Panama in blue. Really different contests to get here. Very different types of boxers, and it'd be interesting to see who prevails here. Oh, what an uppercut there. That's so something you seldom see, isn't it, in the amateur code, certainly, anyway, but wow. Perfectly well timed.
Especially like less than, what, 15 seconds into the round, throwing uppercuts like that. It's a beautiful shot.
No messing.
Very, very explosive, like he did yesterday, Odel. So, you know, good positive start. And by having that positive start, it gets the judges looking at you rather than, you know, looking at your opponent. So they're watching what you do offensively.
Great point. Well, he's certainly laid a marker down there, hasn't he? Really effective, that uppercut. He used it to the body this time, slamming it right into the midriff of the oncoming Panamanian man in blue. And I tell you what, really powerful shots these from KAMARA. He's got that build, hasn't he, that lends itself, and it's peculiar in boxing how it's not always the case, is it? We've all seen built-up bodies who just don't seem to possess that power, but he does. Yeah, certainly. You know, he's quite short for the weight, you'd have to say, but what he lacks for in height, he makes up in speed and, you know, explosiveness. He closes the gap really, really quickly. And we saw there the distance with which he launched that attack. He was very quickly in range, wasn't he? And stabbing out that jab right into the face of BECKFORD. And it can be really difficult, that, because he's going to respect that power, isn't he? And as you say, when they close the distance that quickly, it makes you tentative about launching your own attacks. And that's precisely, I think, why BECKFORD is falling short there, because he's cautious about what's being fired back at him. Falls short again, not fully committing with that jab, Lewis. No, and I don't blame him, to be honest, because it looks like he could be on the back of, come off the back of something, you know. Yeah, I think that's indication that he's certainly felt the power of KAMARA early on. He's just not committing fully with that jab because he doesn't want to get caught. He's falling short again and again with it. A wild speculative backhand there, but again, KAMARA not on target that time, but just ready to fire back at every opportunity. He's controlling this so far, isn't it? Yeah, really nicely. Just waiting for an opening. Will BECKFORD present one? a smile of acknowledgement, mutual respect for one another, but really good opening round I felt there for KAMARA. How the judges had it, we shall see. Yes, all in favour. So all the judges in agreement. Really, really good opening round, and as you say, I think the real eye-catching shot was that uppercut right at the beginning, which we're going to see here. Just walks him onto it, doesn't it? And just that beautiful timing of just taking that little step back, which you'll see here on your screen. Step back and then bam.
Shot.
Now he did get deducted a point yesterday, Beckford, for use of the head. He does come in with his head low sometimes, so perhaps that's something that KAMARA's actively looking for and expecting.
Yeah.
And rather than just being cautious about it, you know, for cuts and the like, actually using it against him.
Yeah, to react. And it stops him from doing that then.
Seconds out.
Makes Beckford think twice about coming in, you know, quickly with his head.
Round 2.
Certainly is an exciting time for all of these athletes. Particularly, I have to say, the home nations who are looking forward to a World Championships in Liverpool next September. So all of this is part of building towards the majors, of which that will be one. And what an opportunity to showcase everything that they've been working hard on in the gym here in Sheffield for friends and family and boxing fans alike. Great opportunity, great for the sport as well, Lewis, to have that showcase.
Yeah, definitely great for British fans, you know, to be hosting a World Boxing Championships. A long time since that would have ever happened. So great for future generation, you know, coming through to be inspired by something of such, you know, big event.
And hosted by a great fighting city as well. Lots and lots of gyms in the Merseyside area, and they've produced many champions, both amateur and professional. What do you make of this second round? Do you think Beckford's made some adjustments here?
Yeah, I'd say he has made some adjustments, but if anything, it's adjustments to not get hit quite as much rather than land anything on Odel. So
I agree.
Odel still looks like he's controlling the round and still winning the round. There's not as much, you know, being landed, but yeah, as we see, a nice lead down landed there from Odel, but he looks to be in control and winning the round for me.
I think when you eat a big uppercut like that in the opening 15 seconds, it probably does register, doesn't it, and affects your approach to follow. Just stalking his man now, and he's shown in this KAMARA that in the first round he tended to be on the back foot more, and he was just leading Beckford onto shots. Now he's applying a bit of front foot pressure as well, and it's good to show the judges you've got it all in your arsenal.
100%. It shows that you're in control of the bout. It's on your terms. Nice movement there, you know, working around, not getting caught with anything.
So quick how he covers that distance from right here to having that jab right in your face. It's just a split second, but also manages to do it not recklessly. You know, he's not lunging in, is he? Wild. It's really controlled and precise. Really good work from KAMARA. He's controlled every aspect of this second round as well, although showed a little bit more of what's in his locker. Going on the front foot sometimes as well, and again, fully in control. Really impressive from the Englishman.
Yeah, really impressive round, and be surprised if it's nothing less than another 5-0, which on cue we can see it is. So yeah, brilliant first 2 rounds for Odel. Very similar to yesterday's scorecard, you know, where he's 20-18 up on all 5. So he's in a great position heading into this last round. Can be clever, can be smart, doesn't have to engage too much. Just needs to navigate himself around the ring and get comfortable and make sure he doesn't give nothing big away and doesn't lose a big round, because looks like he's on his way to the final.
You really can't argue for either of those rounds to go to Beckford, can you? So he's got an almighty task in front of him here. Coach in front of him, loudly clarifying those instructions and demonstrating what he wants him to do. Let's see if he can.
Third and last round.
impose himself on KAMARA, but it's going to be difficult to do because he's very, very explosive, the Englishman in red. Really good performance this has been, and now he knows he's ahead. He's just got to manage this final round, and he's into the final. Which also means that his opponent has to come looking for him, as he is doing here, which can of course be effective, but means it is going to create more openings for KAMARA to exploit.
Yeah, a little bit messy there. No need to get too engaged there from Odel. Yeah, good movement there. Just drifting around, just offsetting, making it hard to plant your feet and you know, throw your shots with any conviction.
Things with KAMARA, he can wait and let you go first and counter, but if you wait too long, he'll just catch you anyway.
He can do a bit of both. Really impressive.
Beckford unable to pin him in the corner. KAMARA fires back another uppercut in amongst that flurry. Really nice, relaxed, fluid movement, isn't there, from Odel KAMARA as well. Really does look comfortable in there.
Really impressive. I must admit, I hadn't seen too much of Odel before this tournament. I've seen him spar a few times and seen him boxing in Spain, but I hadn't seen too much, and I've been really impressed, you know, to watch him live.
An important statement for him to make as well, to stake his claim in this weight category for GB and England, of course, and he's doing so.
Yeah, the light middleweight division is always going to be popular, always going to be busy, full of talent. Got there's some good lads coming through. Got Odel, got Paddy Hewitt, Callum Macon. You know, and there'll be others coming through, development squads and England squads and other nations. But yeah, Odel's boxing really well here today.
And he didn't Beckford yesterday. It was,
lovely
what a
backhand.
Gum shield came out then, I think. Goodness me, what a shot that was. And yesterday he was pushed by Jun-Soo Kim, and he was looking pretty tired by the end, so I don't think he has the gas in the tank, Lewis, to really throw everything in the kitchen sink at KAMARA. And even if he did, I just feel like he'll get punished for it.
Yeah.
Another example in that last exchange that knocked out the gum shield of Beckford, of that blistering backhand from KAMARA, and there it goes again. Quality work from him. Really impressive.
Really
good. Be a clean sweep for him, that, and rightly so. Just superbly dominant and controlled, and all the while looked really comfortable doing it every round.
Yeah, really impressive performance there from Odel. Look forward to watching him again tomorrow in the final.
We'll get the official announcement now, and we won't find out who he's going to face in the final until after the next contest. That's between Japan and Germany. But he will see his hand raised in this one, and rightly so. Really good performance from Odel KAMARA against Panama's Eduardo Beckford.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 64. After 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside score a unanimous decision victory in favour of your winner, and boxing out of the red corner, representing Odel KAMARA.
Well, we've got the second men's 71 kilo semi-final on the way, contested between Japan and Germany. But Odel KAMARA has booked his place in the final. That's another home nations boxer through. Of course, we had Vivien Parsons earlier, women's 57 kilo, and Ellis Trowbridge in the men's flyweight 51 kilo as well, so lots of home action to look forward to tomorrow, and a really impressive display from Odel KAMARA. Has a little bit of everything, fleet-footed, good reactions, blistering power and hand speed as well, closes the distance well. He's going to be difficult to beat, but the men tasked with just that, hailing from Japan and Germany, are up next in the men's semi-finals, 71 kilo category. Of course, after that, we're into the heavyweights and super heavyweights. Anything can happen, don't go anywhere.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 65 is a men's 71 kilo semi-final. And introducing your boxers, firstly making their way to the red corner, representing Japan. Give it up for Seiwanre Takazawa.
Big cheer for Okazawa of Japan in red, making his way to the ring. Ghanaian father, Japanese mother. Boxed at the Paris Olympics in the summer, was beaten in the round of 16. Was world champion in 2021 in a lower weight category. Asian Games champion in 2022 and overcame China's Yesugen yesterday. Facing Germany today. Energetic entrance into the ring for him.
Making his way to the blue corner, representing Germany. Give it up for Magomed Sheffield.
Son of War. That's what he calls himself, Shakidov. Beat Chinese Taipei's Hsiao-Wen yesterday in quite an explosive encounter. Very different to Okazawa's nip and tuck and less busy encounter in the other quarter-final that he competed in. But Shakidov competed at the Paris Olympics, so plenty of experience and talent in this semi-final, the winner of which will face Odel KAMARA, who you've just seen in the previous bout in tomorrow's final.
Ladies and gentlemen, your officials are inside. Judge 1 representing World Boxing, Judge 2 representing World Boxing, Judge 3 representing World Boxing, Judge 4 representing Finland, Judge 5 representing World Boxing, and your referee representing World Boxing, Mr. Thomas Nelson. Round 1.
And we're underway. Okazawa of Japan in red. Plenty of cheering just behind us here for him. And Shakidov of Germany in blue. I was just saying, Lewis, loads of experience these two bring to the ring and a lot of talent, so expecting a close affair here.
Yeah, really looking forward to this one. Two Olympians who are at my weight in Paris, so you know I could have easily boxed either of these two at the games. You know, if the draw would have went our way. The Japanese was on my side of the draw. Got beat by the Jordanian, who I then boxed in the quarterfinals. So high level bout here. Looking forward to watching this one. I think the Japanese just start a little bit faster the two. Hand speed, I think, is a problem for the German at the moment.
Just qualifying for an Olympics is a remarkable achievement. Of course, as you've just mentioned, he's been in the round of 16. Has been a world champion back in 2021 and Asian Games champion, so again, lots of pedigree. And just the experience gained of reaching an Olympics, let alone competing once you get there, is incredible experience to have as an athlete and as a human being. But both of these now just trying to get the better of one another and exchanging lots of smiles in there.
That's the style of the Japanese. The Germans not so smiley usually, but yeah, a little bit of gamesmanship going on.
Good work from Okazawa. Just feel like he's been neater and tidier and a little bit slicker, Lewis.
Just the speed. I think the speed's causing the German the problem. The speed of the Japanese doing very good judgment of distance, making the German reluctant to throw.
And again, he's starting to dictate things on his terms a little, isn't he? Just drawing Skachidov onto shots and catching him and moving off. Just trying to cut the ring off Skachidov and create an opportunity to let his hands go, but he's doing it with an air of caution, isn't he? Because he's fleet-footed, Okazawa. Just a lace on the right boot. It's good. A little bit of music as the coach
I think
does his lace.
The round's done. It's not.
There we go.
Will be soon.
It'd be great if that happened every time you bent down to tie your laces, wouldn't it? Just a little bit of music to accompany it. Well, we think that the Japanese boxer in red has edged this one. Let's see how the judges had it. Yep. Have indeed. And you can see why.
Yeah, definitely. Competitive round, but Japanese taking full control.
Looks really relaxed in the corner, doesn't he? On his feet, just taking a little wander. Quite happy in that corner with the way things are progressing. Really have been impressive, the entire Japanese team this week, the way they've conducted themselves, the exciting style, enterprising boxing that they've brought to this tournament. It's really been a pleasure to watch, hasn't it?
Yeah, really, really good. It's been a good Asian contingent come, and Japanese have brought a very strong team.
Some heavy artillery going in from both of these now and trading at close quarters, but again Okazawa getting the better of those exchanges. Skachidov just trying to apply the pressure. And if you get a boxer, Lewis, who's comfortable on the back foot and has good movement, really difficult to pin them down, isn't it? Especially when they're firing shots at rapid speed, as Okazawa is.
Yeah, really difficult. I'll be honest with you, Stacey. So I don't look at my draw sheets. I didn't look at my draw sheets for the Olympic Games, and when I found out, well, you notice as the tournament goes on, you notice who you could be boxing next. And my first bout was against a Serbian, and I knew I'd box the winner of the Japanese or the Jordanian. And to be honest, I was happy when the Jordanian won, because his style was better for me. He leaves more gaps, whereas the Japanese, doesn't leave loads of gaps, does he? It's
interesting, isn't it? And it can get messy like this, which you do not want, because then it's kind of just grey, isn't it? It's not as black and white. You want it where you can sort of do your work clean and make it clear. When it becomes a little bit messy like this, it's a little bit more difficult to prove your point. As we saw with some of the scoring at the Olympics, it left us flabbergasted. You quickly became our last little beacon of hope, didn't you, with Cindy? The two of you carrying the flag. But
probably should have had a couple more, but it was nice represent the country. Well, it's a massive honour to represent Team GB at the Olympic Games. So special. Yeah, it makes me, watching this now makes me want to get back in there. But at the same time, nice change to be doing the co-coms with you.
Do you miss the pressure of competition?
Of course, yeah. And
it's not really been that long, of course, to have had such a monumental experience, but.
And I think that's why people struggle, when they retire from sport. Athletes, not just boxing, any sport, but they struggle because it gives you that purpose, gives you that drive, helps get you up in the morning. When you forget that, you're doing it your whole life. It's like, okay, what do I do now?
100% eat. That's what you do, and then you regret it.
I've been doing that for a couple of months, but I'll have to pack that in soon.
You don't seem to be wearing it like I am, but then for me it's been 4 years, so 4 years of food, that's what it looks like. Another good round there, and it's really frustrating, isn't it, when you've got somebody like Okazawa in front of you, because he really makes it difficult for you to have any meaningful exchanges.
And you can see why he's so successful, because he's just so elusive, isn't he? He's really hard to get to hit.
Interesting though, on the judges' scorecards there, going 3-2. Showing up as a point deduction there. And we had this in the previous one, didn't we? Well, in one of the bouts this morning. This is it here.
Oh, okay.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah,
it was there. Quite quick, wasn't it? Yeah.
No, it was there.
And last round.
Third round then. He's going to have to throw everything at him, Skachidov, and
he is.
Since he goes by Son of War, you imagine that's exactly what he wants, and he's probably been frustrated that he hasn't been able to go to war with him, and that's precisely what he's going to try and impose upon the Japanese fighter now. Not happy with that, Okazawa. Just giving the referee a nod to say, I'm fine.
Oh, good shot again.
Nice backhand again from Skachidov. And again, finding his way through with this backhand now. Okazawa's got to switch on here defensively. He's really closing this gap now, isn't he? And managing to tag him. Just edging towards him, trying to cut that ring off, and he stuck his glove in the air, Okazawa, but shipped a shot at the same time. Just stalking his man now.
Really exciting round so far.
He's having loads more success in this round, Skachidov, isn't it? Far more success, particularly with that backhand. Catches him again there, flush. Got to be careful here, Okazawa, because he has got some power in those shots, and if he doesn't have his feet beneath him, he could find himself getting another standing count or worse.
Nice respect shot there.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? You don't often get that, and especially when it's been fought with such intensity. No. So fair play, credit to both of them. Really good round this for Skachidov, who's just relentless with this pressure, and Okazawa got his work cut out, just keeping him off him. That's better from the Japanese fighter though. In and out, but again.
Yeah, that backhand's finding him really well. The German's backhand landing really well this round.
Lead on now as well, really good work from the German in blue. Has he got his number? Closing seconds of this third and final round. Okazawa just trying to stay out of danger. Skachidov stalking him. Really fascinating third round that was. And he's got to be happy with that third round, Skachidov, because applied himself really well. And
definitely.
I
You
mean,
never know. He may well.
he might
get
have
this.
swayed it
Yeah.
there, because those backhands were really some significant shots landed there, and it's taken out of Okazawa, who's leaning over the ropes and sucking the air in. But back up on his toes now. And he really made it tough for every second of that final round, Skachidov, as we can see here. Relentless pressure and just pummeling those shots straight into the face of Okazawa.
That was a bit of respect. I think they went to touch gloves and the Germans put a little jab in, but yeah, nice to see the respect after.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't intentional. Let's get the result now from our MC Craig Denholm. See how the judges have it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 65. After 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside score a split decision in favour of your winner. Boxing out of the red corner, representing Japan, it's Owanre Takazawa.
Really nice display of respect between these two, and that of course is quite unique to the sport of boxing. Very combative, of course, combative, finally get the word out, and yet the harder somebody's pushed you, the more you respect them afterwards. And really frustrated with himself, Skachidov there, just banging the corner post as he comes out, as he looks at the scores there with his team. He'll be disappointed with that, but it was a good display, and he was in with a very, very tricky opponent, wasn't he? He makes it so difficult, Okazawa. Of course, that will be the men's 71 kilo final tomorrow. Okazawa, who you've just been watching, and then Odel Kamara, who we saw, man from England, in the previous bout. So what an exciting one that's going to be. Both got great footwork, great movement, very quick in and out, and power from Kamara. And he will have taken a lot from that third round, you would imagine, that where Skachidov was able to get to him, he'll know he possesses real power that could be a real threat and a real danger to Okazawa if he's able to land one.
Yeah, it'll be a really good test tomorrow for Odel, obviously a former world champion. Who has had 2 tough bouts, you know, so he may be a little bit fatigued. I actually see him nursing a shoulder injury yesterday, so you know, we may, you know, may be a little bit worse tomorrow. So it could be a great time for Odel to pounce on that. He's been
and
looking in great form. Yeah, definitely.
It's elusive, but he can be got at, because Skachidov just gave us a little bit of a blueprint for that in that third round, certainly. Really exciting one that's going to be. And we have 3 contests remaining here, and they are the big fellas, heavyweights, 2 heavyweight semi-finals and a super heavyweight semi-final. Men's heavyweights, anything can happen, of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is round
You're carrying that much weight behind your punches, so don't go anywhere. 2 heavyweights and 1 super heavyweight contest on the way.
Firstly, making his way to the red corner, representing Korea. Give it up for Hanuel Young.
So both in the same position, in that haven't had the opportunity to compete yet this week, as they got the bye straight to this semi-final, and England's Isaac Oko got a bye straight to the final, so he awaits the winner of this one in the heavyweight final tomorrow. Neither of these have had the time to get the first one under the belt.
And ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring, your blue corner, representing Italy. Give it up for Andrea Bertoni.
most boxers would prefer to get a contest under their belt, that is for sure, that you're not going straight into a semi-final, but you don't have a choice, and at least whoever prevails here today will have the advantage of having that one contest under the belt. Isaac Oko of England, of course, got a bye straight to the final, so the final will be his first contest tomorrow, and preferably you wouldn't have that just to get your time in. And
yeah, it's always difficult, but I mean, you just got to focus on what you can control, and I guess that is, you know, you've got to get in there, stay as disciplined as possible throughout the week. Isaac will have done a little bit of training throughout the week, you know, to stay sharp, stay focused, stay on weight. But yeah, that being said, these tournaments, you know, you at least want 2, 3, 4 bouts, because these are the experience tournaments where you just want to, you know, get that momentum going.
so Andrea Bertoni of Italy in blue, Hanwell Young of Korea in red. This will be the only semi-final in this category today, of course, and as I mentioned before, England's Isaac Oko awaits the winner in tomorrow's final. Fast opening exchanges. Young finding himself just with his back against the ropes and having to fight off the back foot. And the advancing Bertoni pushing him back. Fairly even this opening minute, Lewis.
Yes, competitive, good start. Both got similar frames. Italian's just, you know, a little bit bigger of the two. See a good backhand land from the Italian about 20 seconds ago, but apart from that, is yeah, nice, good combinations, but nothing clean landing at the moment. Good backhand from the Korean there. Really good shot, right on the chin of the Italian. He took that well, to be fair. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Italian's chin is just a little bit high for my liking. Just needs to tuck the chin in. Watching these referees like a hawk now, just in case there's a point again, because it was that rapid in the last one. It was easy to miss, but gum shield out. He looked annoyed with that, Bertoni. Let's hope that won't be an issue. Never understand people's gum shields flying out. Mine literally almost needed a crowbar to get it out. It wasn't going anywhere. Coaches be pulling out your teeth in between rounds. Good work with that backhand there from Young. Being fought at a really good pace, this, Lewis, isn't it? Despite obviously the heavier weights. Good hand speed from both of them. Yeah, they have, yeah. Both look athletic still, you know, don't look heavy, they look athletic. Good frames. Good shot there from the Italian. Nice 1-2 from Bertoni, wasn't it? I don't think either man has really dominated this one, though. No. I think it's there for the taking still. A couple of big shots in these closing stages could really decide it. Neither of them having the chance to land it, though. It was a good first round. That was really entertaining, wasn't it? As you say, they're both very athletic. They're not sluggish or... Let's see, 4-1 in favour of Bertoni then. So Young got his work cut out. I think he's been really effective at times, Young, but Bertoni looked like... Yeah, one trying to press the fight, trying to be busy. Yeah, he was more taking it to him, wasn't he? He was stepping forward more. Nice combination there from both.
He's going to have to change something here, Young. And I'm sure that the judges in their minds, that was a close 10-9 for most of them, because there certainly wasn't a great amount of daylight between them. So if Young can make just a couple of adjustments, he could well take this second round, but what adjustments does he need to make?
Round 2.
And we're underway. Oh, really good shot early in this second round from Battoni. Really well timed that, and he walked right onto it, Young.
Yeah, he really did. He did walk right onto that. Got set the attacks up, you know, with the feints, with the jabs. Can't come bombing in with a backhand. Get caught with one on the way in.
He's remarked on that a couple of times, Battoni, around the back of the head shots that he's alleging are coming from Young. Oh, good shot from Young though as well. Not afraid to load up. Slamming them into the side of the head from Battoni. And I think sometimes what's happening, Lewis, is because Battoni swivels so much and he's already setting Tels to throw the shot and it's catching him on the back of the head, but not deliberately. It's because of the position he's ended up in.
Yeah, definitely. Another competitive round so far, though. It's hard to, you know, nothing dominant at the moment.
A word from the referee on those shots around the back of the head there. Have to keep our eye on that because that's the second word he's had. But Battoni firing some big shots there, and it did stiffen the legs a little bit there of Young. Perhaps because he was just slightly off balance, but he really felt those ones. Plenty of firepower coming from Battoni, and certainly in terms of power shots, he's been dominant in the opening round, and he's brought that through to the second round because other aspects and elements perhaps nip and tuck, but the power shots, he's had the best of it. Young doing all he can though to muster his own attacks, and he looks like he possesses a good bit of power as well. It's more that slamming type power of his though, isn't it, whereas Battoni's is more that sharp.
Yeah, a little bit more fluid, a bit more speed about it. Oh, land a nice backhand there, Korean, right in view for us. Good jab again, exchange from both. Oh, both landing.
Both having the success at times, aren't they? Cheeky little hook from Battoni there at the end of that exchange. Nice defensive manoeuvres from Young. With his back against the ropes. You feel that Battoni is going to have taken that round as well, just purely based on those power shots. There was a sequence in the middle part of that round there where he just couldn't miss with that backhand.
Oh, it's difficult. Whoa, he's done well. He's 3-2 up, yeah. So he's 2-0 up on 3 of the cards.
Really passionate instructions coming from his Italian coach there.
Survive. No, he was in a great position going into this third and final round. Very close round, that one. 3-2 is probably about right. Could have went either way.
We've seen an example of some of these powerful shots here, which surely is the biggest difference between the two, because Young has boxed really well at times and he's had his own success, but the powerful, significant shots have come from the man in blue, Italy's Andrea Battoni.
Third and last round.
But Young wastes no time in setting about the Italian. Straight in there, putting a combination together and catching him with that flailing lead hand. Ships a backhand though for his troubles. It makes you wonder, because his reaction was really Really annoyed, wasn't he, when
Yeah.
that gum shield came out in the first round? So I wonder if that's a problem that he was
Having a bite down, he might have to bite down. And,
yeah. Or concerned about. Can't afford to let it happen again.
No, the thing is, one more time and it could be a point taken off. Oh.
Really good shot from Young, finishing that exchange with the lead hand. Catches him with the jab coming in again. He's really going through the gears here. The man in red from Korea. He's trying to throw everything that he can at Bertoni. Nice shot to the body. Crowd are loving this one, Lewis, aren't they? Really good atmosphere in here, and you can feel it's gone up a notch. Going to make the most of every second of this round, has Young. Just doing well to close the space there, Bertoni, wasn't he, and nullify any threat. Just a little standoff there momentarily. Both ready to pounce. Neither finding a clean route through, though. Approaching the last minute.
Both given and taken.
Certainly are. Just a case of sucking in the air when you can, isn't it? And planting your feet and going for it in this last minute for these two.
But the Italian doesn't need to do too much of that, being in a healthy lead, but might be a little
Looks
bit worried.
Like that's his way, doesn't it? That he doesn't know any other way.
That's what he likes to do.
Yeah,
It's
certainly seems that way.
It's good for the fans to see as well.
It's exciting, that's for sure. Young has kept those attacks coming.
Oh!
There he goes again. Goodness me.
That was a brilliant shot. I thought I might have took a count then.
Yeah. Seen them given for far less today, haven't we?
Oh.
Oh dear. Oh, this is really interesting because it did seem that his reaction when that gum shield first came out in the first round. There we go. That's definitely a point taken. That was really clear. And it just did seem when that came out in the first round that he was really frustrated with it, above what you normally would be. And
just being
I'm not surprised at all that it's happened more times throughout, that there's something not quite right then. Should he progress to the final, they have to get that sorted out.
Get himself to a Sports Direct and get a new gummy tomorrow.
He needs to go to a dentist and have one properly made by the looks of things. But that is one of those fundamental basics, isn't it, that can be the difference when the margins are fine. You cannot allow your equipment to be causing you an issue like that.
Exactly, totally right.
I wouldn't have thought so with your experience and you come into an international competition, but who knows, we don't know the story behind it, but certainly something that the Italian team, if he's in the finals tomorrow, have got 24 hours to sort out, because he does not want to be dealing with that tomorrow. Let's see if he indeed will be facing Isaac Oko in the final.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 66. After 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecard. We officials and ringside score a split decision in favour of your winner. And boxing out of the red corner, representing Korea, Hanwha Young.
A little bit unfortunate there, I think, to be honest. But, you know, as you say, it's important. You need to make sure your gum shield fits and everything else, you know, is in check. There's not too many things to control, but that is one of the controllables.
Goodness me. They're just crowded around the screen there, the Italian team, looking at those scores. 4-1 in favour of Young. That third and final round, and that point deduction as well. And the Italian boxer absolutely furious as he marches out of
What I would say,
this hall.
Stacey, got an Essex boy on tomorrow, Isaac Oko, and I'm sure he's the man to do the job.
Yeah, absolutely. A great win for Hanuel Young of Korea. But as Lewis rightly says, England's Isaac Oko awaits him in the final. And it's tough in a way for Isaac because he's had a bye straight through to the final, so he's not been able to get any rounds in this tournament so far, but he'll have known that mentally from the beginning of the week. He'll have prepared for it. The team will have made sure that he's as best prepared as he can be for that, and we'll be looking forward to an explosive heavyweight final tomorrow. On to the super heavyweights now, and our final two semi-finals of the evening.
And introducing your boxers, firstly making his way to the red corner, representing Korea. Give it up for Taeyong-ju.
Well, they've just seen the Korean heavyweight book his place in the final. Can Korea's super heavyweight follow suit? There will be two super heavyweight semi-finals this evening. This is the first of them, contested between Korea and Brazil. Taeyong-ju just making his way into the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his
And
way to the blue
saluting
corner,
all of the
representing
officials.
Brazil. Give it up for Joe Ramos de Silva.
Another nation that have enjoyed great success here, of course. We saw CERQUEIRA ROMEU making the final for Brazil this evening in the women's featherweight category.
Judge 1 representing World Boxing.
We're looking to add one more in the finals tomorrow in the super heavyweight division.
Representing World Boxing. Judge 4
Joel
representing
Ramos
the
de Silva
Netherlands.
of Brazil in
Judge
blue.
5 representing World Boxing, and your referee representing World Boxing, Akbar Mohammed.
Ramos de Silva of Brazil in blue. Taeyong-ju of Korea in red. Super heavyweight semi-final.
Round 1.
Very relaxed style from the Brazilian so far. So he's got a good judgment of distance. Oh, gets caught with a big backhand, looping backhand from the Korean though. He wants to stay careful, not be too relaxed.
Just switched his stance already, Ramos de Silva, from southpaw to orthodox. Real poker face though, because he's taken those shots and not even winced a little bit, not giving anything away. Looks like he is going to predominantly be orthodox. Perhaps he just started southpaw just to throw the Korean a little bit. No, he has indeed switched back to southpaw, so really interesting, these two, because this weight category, unusual to have southpaws, I guess, but certainly with all of this movement, he wobbled him there, didn't he? And he's got a real stern look about him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Ramos de Silva, as if he knows exactly what's going to happen and you don't. And it's okay, because it's coming. Certainly has that look about him. stick set, these two.
Yeah, both fixed sets.
But the Brazilian certainly seems the sturdier, doesn't he? And he's a pretty big object to move. You can see a little bit of reddening just beneath the right eye of Ju, who ships another one right on that spot from the Brazilian. Ramos da Silva, you feel, having the better of these opening 2 minutes. Again, another thudding shot, just catching Ju around the side of the head.
Yeah, nice relaxed flow at the moment. Boxing really well, the Brazilian. You can tell they've got that flair about him usually, and he's another one who's got that. So it's yeah, it's really nice to see that rhythm. Even for a big guy, he can move.
It does possess that power though as well, and you can see, as we've seen in prior contests, that Ju, who was happy to come forward, has been less so since he's felt the power in these shots from Ramos da Silva. Not deterred him fully though, just a little bit more cautious about how he comes through, but nice backhands landed from him there. Still very much in this. Plenty to play for in this opening round. Final few seconds. Both got those low lead hands, haven't they? Well, a low guard, haven't they?
Too many super heavies like that.
Yeah, it's really interesting, this one.
Yeah.
Very, very relaxed Ramos da Silva, isn't he? Choosing to stand for now. And he's taken the nod from all 5 judges, and he is choosing to stand, and he's very, very relaxed in his body language and his whole demeanour. Really, really relaxed.
Fair reflection, I'd say.
Definitely, yeah. I really felt like he had the upper hand there. We see a little shot just making its way through from Young, but when da Silva landed, it really was significant. And even there, just with that lead hand that he just poked out as he stepped back, it still wobbled Young. Took him off the central axis.
Round 2.
We've got lots of things on this desk, all sorts of tech equipment, and now there's an Olympic medal next to me.
I was thinking, I see my bag next to me. I see my bag next to me. I was like, I think my medal's in there. And I thought you'd like to see it, so I thought I'd
definitely
show you.
would. That's tremendous. I'm going to pick it up in a minute. I think you should wear that everywhere. Doing the big shop, car wash, the lot.
I've
Never
got it.
take it off.
Look at the case. It's a sunglasses case.
That's a great idea. Brilliant. Love it. Keeping it real as always. Difficult for Young here, isn't it? Because you can tell he just really wants to get at him, but
elusive.
Yeah, he can be difficult to pin down, and if you get caught with a shot from the big men,
you know about it.
Can be an early night. Good work to the body there, and he really stepped in with that.
Beautiful.
Lovely work there from Ramos da Silva, and that technique of boxing within his body frame and really getting the turn on that torso. Really good stuff, the way he's delivering that backhand.
Where the power comes from.
He still somehow seems so unbelievably relaxed though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Even right in the melee of action. So nimble on his feet, isn't he, Ramos da Silva? Oh, lovely backhand again. And when he steps forward and decides to really come at Young, he's struggling to keep him off, isn't it? And I think because he's so relaxed, he's got gas in the tank, hasn't he? He's not overexerting himself.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And by not forcing it, you know, he's not tensing up, he's not wasting energy, he doesn't need to. nice, composed, all on his terms, which is, yeah, good to see. Good for him, not so good for the Korean. Korean's still having a good go though, and he's dangerous for that looping backhand as well. And as we know, anything can happen at super heavyweight, so don't write him out.
Last 30 seconds of this second round, and the referee issuing a standing count for the Korean.
Beautiful shots there from the Brazilian.
Good finish from Young.
Yeah, nice.
Back at the end of that round. So tell us about this medal then. It's very heavy. They are beautiful, aren't they, though?
Yeah, they are beautiful, yeah. Really nicely designed, aren't they? So,
yeah.
So that's obviously the traditional side, and then on the flip, yeah.
There you go. Show that to the camera. There you go. How about that?
Yeah, so, and then that's the Eiffel Tower. See that little bit in the middle? That's the Eiffel Tower. And then, yeah, that's the more traditional side, so.
Superb.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and
yeah,
it's got a bit of weight to it, hasn't it? So
yeah.
Just leave that on the mic. You can look after it for me.
Superb. Photographer for this tournament, Andy, next to us there, just getting in on the Olympic medal action. Wonderful stuff. Inspired the whole of Colchester and beyond, which is wonderful.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All those youngsters now will know or feel that perhaps that's something that they can do is just brilliant.
Yeah, it just shows it's possible, you know. We all come from, you know, many boxers come from fairly humble beginnings, similar to myself, and
the journey that you had to get there, regardless of where you came from, though, is really one of resilience, perseverance, and making something happen that there's so many barriers in your way. Just an incredible story anyway.
Yeah, thank you. It's all about the journey those days, never the destination, but it was a nice destination, I must admit.
Lovely backhand. That was
took one back.
Two big shots that found their destinations there. Goodness me. Big shots landed here from both boxers. A reminder, we've got Tang Ju of Korea in red, Joel Ramos da Silva of Brazil in blue. It's been an intriguing contest this, but Ramos da Silva really been in control from the off. Not really been troubled from Ju, but he's still been happy to come forward and take risks as well, which is fair play to him.
Yeah, definitely.
He knows he doesn't have to get involved with anything here, really, Ramos da Silva. Just managing this final round. That's a good position to be in, rather than having to... Oh, he's caught him up against the ropes there with a couple of big shots, and Ju just having to gather himself after that. But yeah, it's a good position to be in this, in the semi-final. To know that you've got the work done in the opening 2 rounds. You don't have to take any massive risks or exert yourself too much. So that way you'll be able to have something in the tank for tomorrow, because it's always a mistake if people do that without making sure, though, isn't it, that they're thinking of the next day. You're not going to be there if you don't get the job done today.
Exactly, but it's always a fine line, you know, between making sure you get the job done but also thinking about tomorrow. But my main priority is always to get the task done for the day, which is get the win.
And he's doing enough to do that for sure, Ramos da Silva. It's been a really good performance for him, but huge credit to Tang Ju, who's just kept coming forward despite the firepower coming back right down the pipe at him. And that was a really interesting one for us at ringside. Really enjoyed that one.
Nice to see the big fellas, but the fitting strong, and showed a lot of skill.
So straight semi-finals. both of these contests. So Korea and Brazil in this semi-final. Next up we've got Italy and Germany to conclude today's proceedings in the other super heavyweight semi-final. Let's see who progresses in this first super heavyweight semi-final.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 67. After 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside score a unanimous decision victory in favour of your winner and boxing out of the blue corner, representing Brazil, it's Joel Ramos da Silva.
So the Brazilian Joel Ramos da Silva has his hand raised in victory, which indicates that he shall be in tomorrow's final. Who will he face? Italy and Germany contest the other semi-final in the super heavyweight division, and that is up next, and that will be our final contest for today, and then we can begin to look ahead and look forward to some really mouth-watering contests in the finals tomorrow. Really good opportunity for these boxers if they can get a gold medal. Great way to round off the year of international boxing, and equally as importantly set themselves up for a big year next year. Of course, the World Championships to be held in Liverpool next September. That's what all of these boxers will have their eyes on. That's what they'll be working towards. All that effort in the gym, in and out of the ring, making the right choices, just trying to improve little by little, all in preparation for the majors next year, the World Championships in Liverpool.
And gentlemen, this is
a key part of the 4-year cycle towards LA 2028.
And introducing your boxers. Firstly, making his way to the red corner, representing Italy, give it up for Diego Lenzi.
So we have one super heavyweight ticket booked to the final. That's in the form of Joel Ramos da Silva of Brazil, who we just saw in good form, overcoming the Korean. But here we have Italy and Germany. Diego Lenzi in red, looking to book his place in tomorrow's final.
And ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the blue corner, representing Germany, give it up for Nikita Putilov.
Well, the German boxer in blue, Nikita Putilov, won gold on his last appearance in Sheffield at the World Boxing Cup GB Open here in January. And he'll be wanting to do the same again as he just takes a couple of deep breaths. Just those final mental preparations before entering the ring.
And ladies and gentlemen, your officials at ringside. Judge 1 representing Great Britain, Judge 2 representing the Netherlands, Judge 3 representing
Stacey, I'm really looking forward to this fight. This is, going to be a really competitive bout.
And I was just mentioning that Putilov in blue, the German boxer, won gold here at the championships held here in January, so familiar surroundings for him, and he's got a significant height and reach advantage. He looks huge in comparison to the Italian Lenzi in red.
Yeah.
They almost look like different weight categories.
It does, but he's a live opponent.
Falls really quiet in here, as can sometimes be the case. People are just absorbed in the action. But I'm sure once it catches fire.
The Italian was in Paris at the games with me. I believe he beat the American and then lost in his might have been his quarter-final bout, but very dangerous, very strong. But yeah, I've seen the German box as well, and he's fantastic to watch. Only young as well, but very athletic, very strong.
I thought that coming into this one, just really difficult to call because they both have different attributes, and goodness me, just seeing that backhand powering through, rocking back the head of Putilov, and that is exactly what Lewis was talking about, that real firepower, and he covered that distance very quickly to get that backhand off, didn't he?
Yeah, really impressive.
Nice and relaxed style in between, isn't he, as he just applies that front foot pressure, just gradually edging his way in, looking for the openings. And Putilov's got to be switched on to the power that Lenzi possesses, because that was an early indication of what he has in his locker. Is he just trying to flick out that jab, Putilov? He's got to be careful, Lewis, hasn't he, when he finds himself backed up to the ropes.
Yeah,
can't just leave his chin in the air like that.
Yeah, give yourself space at all times to move back and around.
And if he is going to be against the ropes, he's got to tuck up, hasn't he? Can't leave his chin in the air.
Yeah. Easier said than done against a very strong Italian.
Absolutely. And this is where people often think automatically it's hugely advantageous to be the taller boxer with the longer reach, but it's not always the case.
Yeah, and even more so at super heavyweight, because obviously they can be different weights. You can be really short and compact, but super heavy and strong and explosive. So you can can sort of benefit even less in the super heavyweight division.
Can be very deceiving sometimes, can't they? Body types, and some boxers can have an awful lot of weight in the legs, which is where they can generate all that power in the shots, of course. He's really using it to his advantage, that lower position that he's coming from, Lenzi, isn't he? Just coming in low and throwing those shots over the top. And,
you know, the German is actually
lovely lead uppercut. That what a shot that was.
He's taken most of the shots on his gloves, but that was a lovely shot from the Italian.
Such a difficult shot to even see and recognise the opening for that, but to execute it, that was superb, and really worrying signs for Putilov here, because it looks like he's going to struggle to keep Lenzi off him, doesn't it? And I think he's just going to apply more and more pressure. Interesting though, one judge giving it to Putilov. Well, I am surprised at that, but there you go. Perhaps they liked his work on the outside. Very difficult to vote against Lenzi though, because as we can see here, if you had to put a wager on who would get a knockout here, it wouldn't be Putilov at the minute, would it? When Lenzi comes forward, he looks like he's gonna cause some problems.
Round 2.
So 4-1 up after that first round is the man in red, Diego Lenzi of Italy. Putilov, the German, in blue, putting some good shots together there. That's better from him.
This looks so powerful, the Italian.
He really does, and once he comes at him, he's really struggling to keep him off, isn't he? You feel like with that jab, Lewis, Putilov's got to be more commanding with it.
Yeah.
It's got to, in the very least, give Lenzi something to think about, or put him off his stride.
Yeah.
Even if it's not going to, it's not something he's going to feel like a ramrod, feel it down to his boots. It's got to at least take him out of his rhythm a little bit. Just mocking those shots there, Lenzi, from Putilov, and as I say, he's got to be more commanding with those shots. certainly can't afford to fall short.
No, definitely not.
We just saw that again, 3 or 4 shots in succession, not even landed, and that's allowed Lenzi to just come powering forward, loading up with those big shots. He's done well to take these though, Putilov, because some of these have been really heavy.
He's a strong guy, a really good fighter himself. Just needs to get the back off the ropes here. Don't want to find himself here.
Multiple instructions being given at ringside in different languages as well, Lewis, so that's really difficult to compute in your brain while you're trying to box. A quick switch of the stance from Lenzi, but went back to orthodox fairly quickly. What would you be advising? Oh, goodness me. Just going to ask the question of what you'd advise Putilov to do, but I think that was a massive shot. It was literally swept him off his feet, that, didn't it? And yeah, I was about to ask what you think he should do differently, but I think obviously now we're going to take a look at that shot. Yeah, I think it was just too obvious to need to even ask that question then, because that's what we've just been talking about though, haven't we? There it was again, that pouring shot, and that's what we've just been talking about, that he can't afford to fall short. And it's a bit of a bow and arrow scenario, that, isn't it, where his backhand's just coming down and he just left himself wide open.
Really nice.
He's got to establish that jab if he's going to use it. It's got to be purposeful and meaningful. And as we saw there, by falling short and just throwing it and hitting thin air, left himself exposed and vulnerable, and Lenzi took advantage of that. And of course, up on all the judges' scorecards at the end of that second round, taking every single second here. Putilov in the corner, finally on his feet, and he's going to have to really be careful in this third round, Lewis.
Yeah, he doesn't want to take any damage here.
That's better with the jab, isn't it? Properly committing with it.
Shots.
And that way at least he doesn't allow Lenzi just to saunter forward and lay into him. So that was better from Putilov, but he's going to have to maintain that throughout the entire round. This is better, stepping in and committing with his shots. Still got to stay switched on defensively though. Just leaves himself wide open at times, Lewis, doesn't he?
Yeah, just you know, that right hand, especially for the dangerous Italian's left hook. So yeah, oh, nearly well dodged.
But again, that was just almost like a little switch off, because he'd been so focused and intense, and then just threw a random backhand and left himself open. Got to be more calculated when he launches his attacks. This is much better from Putilov in this round. He's stepping in behind that jab, committing with his shots. And Lenzi not been able to put his shots together as effectively. This is good from the German in blue. Really investing everything he can into these.
Yeah, and it's good to
shots,
see, you know,
Putilov.
it shows that he's got a big heart. He's got a massive future ahead of him. He's a good fighter. I've seen him before over the last year or so, and
bags of potential. Yeah,
just Italian. He just outmanned him a little bit, you know, showed his age, his experience. Obviously got that Olympic status as well.
Looks tired though, Lenzi, doesn't he?
Yeah, put a lot into the first 2 rounds.
Exactly.
And being a big guy like himself, I'm sure that lactic acid will build up.
A lot of oxygen needed for those muscles, aren't there? Got some biceps on him, that's for sure. Final stages, and Putilov, big credit to him because he's really
especially after
put a
taking
good
big
round
shot
together.
at the end of the second.
Great recovery that, and showing real champion's mentality to cope with that, and then come back with the third round like that. I thought it was impressive from Putilov because that was a big shot that he shipped on top of the ones that he took in the first round, and you know, he rallied there, didn't he, and put a really good third round together. Yeah,
good performance from both, for sure.
Tucking up better there as well, with his hands just in that position, just cupping the sides of his head so he wasn't quite as vulnerable as he was in the first round. But there we see, exposed there, of course. And Lenzi will do that. Some of the shots he've landed has been superb.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
in this contest. Let's get the result.
68. After 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside scored a unanimous decision victory in favour of your winner. And boxing out of the red corner, representing Italy, Diego Lenzi.
So good performance from Diego Lenzi. Made a good account of himself, the German Putilov, but ultimately through to the final now. So that will be Italy's Diego Lenzi and Joel Ramos da Silva of Brazil in the super heavyweight final. And goodness me, do we have an exciting lineup of finals in store tomorrow. It'll be live on the World Boxing YouTube channel from 12. 13 finals, high quality, world-class Olympic style boxing to conclude a great year of international competition. And all of those boxers, of course, looking to secure gold at these World Boxing Cup finals tomorrow here in Sheffield. We'll be back with you tomorrow from 12. Huge thank you to Cameron McKay and Lewis Richardson for joining us on commentary. I've been Stacey Copeland. Thank you for your company, and we'll look forward to sharing the finals with you tomorrow from 12.
Have a safe journey, and we will see you tomorrow.